Good morning, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? We got some stuff happening today. Haven't we? Let me just get my stuff working. I finally got Spotify happening. Hey, there we go. That's working. Hey, starting hard, I see. Yeah, we are. Look. Stuff is happening. Hey, tabletop RPG gamers. Yeah. Look. It's a strange day. For sure. We're gonna get into a little bit of this. Look, you can see that I've got the normal stuff behind us. You know, because Custodies over here. Just know that we will be doing this at some point. This music is too hype for my mood right now. I'm gonna go synthwave. Just I wanted to okay. Welcome to Good Morning RPG for one. You will notice that Leia isn't here. Her internet is has been out for like a day and a bit, and her provider's just not giving her anything. So if Leia's around, she'll be in the chat today. See how we go. If by some miracle she has her internet back, we'll pop her in. But yeah, this is a lot. This keeps going. This came out while we were sleeping. If you're in America, if you're in Australia, and goddamn, are we getting straight into this? Hey, hello, Morris. Hello, Chamel. Let's just chill for a sec, because we can see what's on our horizon today with this. You know, we got all of this nonsense about to happen. Leia, get on your 5G and give us a hot selfie take. So if you're there, Leia, you know what to do. Pop a hot selfie in. Just like there's a whole lot going on in the industry right now. I've been asked as well. Oh god, I don't know how many times I've been asked this week alone. But you know, not gonna lie, it does wear with the amount of times that I have to think about my future. And at the behest of a company who probably doesn't care about me one little bit, because I don't give them that much money. It's the whole thing, right? The latest to come out, it looks like, from this leak situation. D&D Shorts is doing the God's work, by the way. Go give them a follow, because like they are verifying sources. They are confirming them. They're making sure that they are safe. It's like very clearly this is coming from the inside. So absolutely give them props for doing all this hard work. Also, I think it's Laura, IO9 Laura, was the one breaking the stories in the first place. It's D&D Shorts and also Laura. I can't remember her name. It's Laura something. No idea. Can't see her. But just going to the tag again. Oh yeah, you got this lovely quote from the CEO of Wizards of the Coast. Lynn. Oh, I don't know why it's Lynn. Laura. Lynn Kadega. Yeah, go follow Lynn as well, because she's the one who... sneaky work watch. Hello, how you doing? Lynn Lynn's the one who broke the contract to start with, and protected them very well. Very good journalism. And then you have D&D Shorts, who is like backing it up with all these other I guess breaks in the news and everything there. So in that sense, this is the latest. If you have been under a rock for the last like week and a half, the general news is that the OGL is threatening pretty much TTRPG industry as a whole with Wizards changes. Something else came out that's saying that they basically were trying to offer some creators a better deal. However, those creators were like, what the fuck, a little bit, under effectively a sign this or get buried threat by the sound of it, based on the things I've been reading. And then, you know, it's like who, depending on if they signed it or not, they don't know their future either, because they've already signed a contract, apparently, or a draft. They keep calling it a draft, but you don't sign drafts. You sign off on drafts. You don't sign a draft as if it's legally binding. And then this is the latest, where So we got Nerd Immersion confirming it, Ginny D confirming it. They don't work for Wizards, but it's like they work with them and have worked with them. Got the Wizards of the Coast thing here. Did they bloody say anything other than what they were talking about on? They haven't said anything again. We've got... Where's their big D&D Beyond article? I've got the video. We'll watch this as well. So, you know, go subscribe to D&D Shorts as well. Just D&D Shorts on YouTube. They deserve all of it right now. But we're gonna take a little bit of a look at this as well. He's got a good 10-minute video. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but he very much breaks it down pretty well here. The latest thing that kind of pissed me off... Oh, sorry, I'll move this so you can also read this. You ever filled out any of those surveys? Because apparently they don't matter. Now, nobody reads anything you type in those. Nobody. A senior designer said on the subject, "We don't care about your actual feedback. We're making the next version of the rules, not our customers. What we do care is about how they will be positively received." They went to say, "Those surveys are just a temperature test on whether people like something, and we don't want to know what the armchair gamers think would be better rules." When asked why the surveys even have a written component if nobody reads it, the answer given was, because if we don't, then they'll just send it to us as emails, tweet threads, forums. This way, we channel them not to be disruptive. Now, there's like one or two things in there that I can see, like, okay, I can see the thought process and logic behind, because you will get a lot of spam on this, and it could be annoying, but by and large, broad stroke, not caring about it, when you are very public in saying that you do care about it, and you want everyone to shape D&D together, if that meaning of shaping D&D together is, you know, collecting letters and throwing them in a trash can, that's not collective. You're still just doing whatever you want and putting the guise of collective together. Like, it's like, say one thing, do another. And, like, you know, if they were just like, "You're not helping us make it," then it's like, yeah, sure, whatever, fuck you. But now it's like, fuck you, you're not listening when you... I don't know, it feels shitty. That... And it's not like an entitlement thing where it's like, I deserve to work on this. I don't want to fucking work for D&D. I'm not a games designer. I'm not, like, that's not me generally. What I do care about is that when you ask for solicited feedback and you say you're going to take it into account and listen to it, then actually just fucking do it. Or, like, have a team that can bring up, like, the best points. I'm sure the D&D actual designers are actually, like, looking at some of these going, like, this would be great for the game. And if they aren't like that, then sure, whatever. But just be transparent about it is what I care about. Like, just don't fuck people around. Don't mess around with people that are earnestly wanting to contribute to make the game better, or how they perceive to be better. Like, there is tangible benefit in helping as a community to make a game that they will end up buying better together. I don't know. It's not a... Much like some D&D can be, or some games can be, it is not a you versus the DM being Wizards of the Coast in this scenario. It's not about a you versus them scenario. It's like literally about, like you promoted your game, working together to tell a good story. Now, if you don't want to do that, then D&D is not the game for you. Funny that. Anyway, editorial note. This has been verified from multiple sources and confirmed by both Ginny D and Nerd Immersion have had contact with. I understand it's hard to believe, and I panicked when receiving this information, unsure of what to do. Do not, and this is important, do not attack anyone. Do not harass anyone. Make your voices heard calmly and professionally. Like this, the D&D Beyond subscription thing is very professional in doing it. You are showing them in the way that they'll actually listen. Unsubscribing will hurt their bottom line. That's what they care about. That's what these companies care about. When you're a corporation, they don't give a fuck about anything as long as it makes some money. Time and time again, not just with D&D, we see this. Like, one day, who knows? Paizo could be the bad guy. Chaosium could be the bad guy. Like, one of these companies, if they get too big, could all be these bad guys. And the workers and creators at Wizards of the Coast, very well, Moros, they don't need to be demonized. They are also victims in this too, because half of this stuff comes from overhead. We don't know that for certain, is my only minor, like, intrusive thought there. We don't know that for certain, but we do know in corporate structure that executives don't have to ask anyone, and the people who actually like making the game, the ones who are on the floor doing the designing and stuff, probably won't have a say in high-level business decisions. So whether that be they're just not consulted or they just go over their head, it sounds like based on a lot of these workers, they just go over their head. Yeah, it's just it's a whole business, really, right? My rant's over. It sucks. I still have no idea if it's going to affect me at all. Employees are content rather than commercial construction. It's the thing. I mean, do you mean like content as in like their inaction is bad, or do you mean like they're content because they have to be? Because the way I see it is that much like probably what's happening with Matt Mercer and Critical Role. Content. Sorry. Employees are content rather than commercial. Yeah, I have heard that. They see the attitude is that they see us as, oh god, what they see us? They see the customer as a hurdle between them and their money or something like that. Yeah. And the workers are the content. They are the content factory. Yeah. It's rough. It's not to say we shouldn't be positive. This, the age of the orc, as they say, is here. That's good. That's great. I like that. It's funny. I only really realized what that. I don't know why it took me like half a week to realize, but the ORC, like I think I kept forgetting the acronym, and I was like, are we just changing the game because orc is spelt differently in another game system? Is that what's happening? But no, ORC is the open something. I'm not a journalist. I'm not researching the specific names of everything. I'm pulling up this and doing like a brain spill of my generic thoughts. I'm not doing journalism. I've not studied journalism. I'm not a good source to do anything other than go like, I'm going to read this verbatim. Open RPG creative license. There we go. Oh, so it's the Oracle? Well, that ruins the acronym a little bit. It's the Oracle. Sounds like Urkel. God, what else is going on? So, we've also got D&D Beyond saying something. Your videos are fine. Whether they're after you is the reports of the AI. Yeah, see, that's what I was looking at. So the AI DM thing, if you haven't heard, is something that comes from me specifically, I guess. And I'm not going to react only because it's talking about me specifically. I've been pretty vocal in like supporting this the whole time. In fact, I've been doing free intro games over the course of this week. I'm doing Kids on Bikes tomorrow. I did Pathfinder yesterday. Overall, though, shocked Pikachu. The AI DM thing is interesting. From a biased standpoint, admittedly, I think that's the stupidest goddamn thing. An AI DM is literally the same thing as just going onto a text-based like game. It's if it's all pre-programmed in to do X function in this part of the chapter, it's not D&D anymore to me. It's almost like you're playing. It's like you're playing a text-based RPG with the skin of D&D, but like video games like that already exist. So Wizards would just be making a text-based game at that point, wouldn't they? Like, I don't know. It rings weird. AI DM is already problematic anyway, because who fucking knows what it's gonna do? If it's anything to go along line with the art. But like, I feel like the whole point of this game is to bring people together and have a DM and make a story that's yours and personal. Is an AI DM just going to run things like directly as stock standard? Like, are they boiling down the mechanics so the AI DM can just do that shit? Who knows? But the AI DM doesn't limit how many copies of the book get bought. If the book is what the DM needs. So if they put in an AI DM, Are you buying the AI DM for that adventure? Are they paying more for it? What are you paying for with an AI DM? Are you paying like the book, but it comes with a robot to tell you what to do? Or are you all having to now pay lots of money in part of whatever fucking subscription service that they want to put in to access an AI DM with content drops? Like, what is that? Paying a subscription to access the AI DM and play whatever adventure. If that is the thing that they're going to tout as, like, worth it for the D&D Beyond subscription, I wouldn't pay for that. Like, personally, that's not for DMs. The people who are paying probably most for D&D Beyond is the DMs. So why are you getting rid of the DM in this situation at all in this, like, scenario? If the DM is probably the one who invests, and typically they are, they're buying all the books, they're buying all the subscriptions, they're buying all the stuff. So they, and who knows whether there's a pay split with the group after that. As a DM myself, I can tell you that there's not often that a group splits it unless you're playing a very specific campaign and you have a shared thing you want to get, like a box of maps or a box of minis or something. But you're not buying from Wizards of the Coast, you're buying the supplemental stuff. So overall, the DM's probably buying the book. All their plans are sounding like is they'll just tank D&D Beyond. Who knows? They only bought it last year, and I did see Aram immediately just go, watch this be shit, and everyone was like, nah. We'll get bundle books, and that was the hope, right? You always hope that it's going to be better. I would like to be optimistic in this as well. I would like to hope that they do something good, but time and time again, it's just proving that, 4E should have been the flag. History's repeating itself, I know. It's because none of us were playing at that time. They're doing the same thing they did in 4E, but now they have better technology, and they want to do AI, and they want to do these other things. They want to make a VTT and all this shit, and they're going to release a new license, and if it's anything like 4E, we're going to say, fuck this new license, and keep playing 5E, and then they're going to release 6E, and then they're going to be like, this is 6E, you can only play the new D&D Beyond with it, we're going to wipe 5E from it, and that's what, that's... The pattern is there, And the problem is, then you get the new, they're just, if they really want to stick to their guns, the unfortunate thing is, they're just going to wait us out. They're going to wait us out and wait for the generation to change, because they can just keep making money and not growing super hard, but still making a profit until, 5 years from now, no one else is playing the game, but then they scoop in Stranger Things Season 5, and all the teenagers are now playing it again. And then they have a new base. I mean, there's always new teenagers to play this game, so it's like, what are they going to do with this overall? Again, I'm trying to just go like, okay, where's the positive here? The positive is that we're getting a lot more support. We probably will have a very strong support for the ORC. We're going to grow the community into spaces that aren't just D&D, because I've seen a lot of very prominent people who normally probably only primarily play D&D branching out into something else, or, making that other system like the main thing, because everyone's very clearly the main thing with their D&D. Pathfinder probably being a second, and then you've got stuff like Call of Cthulhu, Vampire Masquerade. Hopefully that spurs like content creation in different senses. Look, my whole game yesterday had never played Pathfinder. They were coming from D&D. I stuck by my guns. I was like, Pathfinder is very similar to D&D. It's based off the back of D&D. You can run it like 5e. You just have a lot more stuff to do in character creation overall. People need to come over to the Chaosium side. Hey, I bought RuneQuest. Was it RuneQuest? I think it was RuneQuest, and I bought the Call of Cthulhu starter sets. Based on your rec, Tammy. Look at you being an influencer. They were like $1 each, $2 each. It was great. I haven't read them yet. I'm terrible at reading stuff. This is the AI director from Left 4 Dead with D&D rules. I know, right? Surely there's an audience for on-demand co-op dungeon crawl. I bet there is. I just don't think it's the game that they're currently making. It's a different game. It depends how digital they want their game to be overall. Open base mechanism is 99 cents. You can skin whatever world you want on it. Can you link me that? I'm going to go grab that too. I'm in the mood. If it's like $1, send it to me. I could spend like $10 on 10 games. It's great. I bought a Humble Bundle last year, and I still have like 130 game codes that I was supposed to do a stream for and just give them all away. Because it's like $5 helping Ukraine. And it came with Pathfinder Core Book. That was the only thing I wanted in it. I was like, I'll pay $20 for the Pathfinder Core Book, and I just get like 100 games with it. Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Why not? Like, I've got some income to do that. That'd be great. BZ UK, hello, welcome. We are talking spicy stuff. Shocked Pikachu faces up here, but we're talking about the OGL today. It is a whole thing. What I took about Wizards of the Coast winning and losing was hopefully a loss for... Look, that's them... It's real gaslighty energy, I'll have to say. Like, it's like, this wasn't a loss for us. It was a win for everyone. No, it wasn't. You fucking lost 1.2% of your profits by way of the math that people could work out. $6 times 40,000 is like $3 million over the course of the year. You did not win here. You literally lost some of your profit and your shareholders fucking noticed. That is what happened there. You are not getting away with it. That's what's probably happening. So a very good video somewhere saying like, make sure, keep doing the stuff. You've got to where's my words? You've got to make sure that they're held accountable, because the next thing they probably care about more than anything is literally the movie that's coming out. Their shareholders are going like, we don't know what the fuck D&D is, but it's making a shitload of money. Make a movie on it. If the movie is any good or bad, thank you. Thank you. I saw it come up. If the movie's bad, then we've got... It's gonna be a... They changed the fucking... Oh my god. This was a counter spell for a bit in the magic art, and some intern very, very cleverly did that. Hey, John, how you doing? OGL stuff, huh? This is great. New stuff coming in hot for Australians today. The movie is what I was saying. So we've got the movie as a thing. And it's not that you should... The movie's like, if the movie does well, that tells... That's the thing. If it, like, the problem is everyone, before this whole, like, open D&D stuff, the movie was, like, looking, it's like, even if it's bad, we'll go see it because it's our thing. Much like the Warcraft one. The Warcraft movie did very monetarily well. That's the thing. It was reviewed bad, but the Western audience compared with the Chinese audience fucking made that movie pop. And so, financially, that movie, I think, was still a success. I didn't mind Warcraft. It was, you know, it's basically a D&D movie with a Warcraft skin. It's all the same shit. But the thing is, like, it was still monetarily good. It just got reviewed bad, so they just didn't make more. And if the D&D movie is anything the same, they'll care about the money. That's what they want. If the money is there, they make it. If there is hype that there even is a D&D movie and people go see it, that's what they want. So, in saying that, it's like, if you really want to, like, hurt them and affect their, like, stock and all this stuff, unfortunately, the D&D movie is the biggest thing that they're going to do in a little while, and it will hurt them. If the actors see, like, what the fuck are you doing? Why aren't you handling this better? You're making me look bad. The actors will start saying stuff, and then you'll have their investors going through, and then as long as they can make the shareholders hurt, by way of, for example, the D&D Beyond thing, if they can hurt them with the money on the movie, that's what's going to make them listen. If they go, oh, your fans are boycotting the movie and that's why we're not making as much money, why are the fans boycotting? What's this OGL stuff? You better fucking fix this OGL stuff, otherwise we're not going to be happy as shareholders, then they'll start listening. It's a thread, you know? It's a very, like, string-connected thread. That's some of the videos that have been going around. I'm inclined to go, like, this D&D Beyond subscription thing is a very good indicator that that could be the case. But I'm not an economist. Who knows? Like, if they're so intent on not listening to... They're so intent on not listening to people that when they say stuff, then hurt them with their wallet. Like, making people pay with their money on any of this stuff is the quickest way to make them listen. As shitty as this capitalistic society is, that's what people are doing. If you lost a bunch of business and people said, shut the fuck up and we'll give you your money back, you probably will do it. And this company is pretending to be too big to care about it. Who knows? Anyway. Okay, I've made this window too big. Let's make it a little bit smaller for you. Let's read the letter they sent. An update on the OGL license. When we initially covered the revising of the OGL, this is I gotta say as well, by the way. Yeah, that's why I was saying it's like gaslighty. It's like, nah. Okay, BZ. Okay, if I've missed anything, chat, can you catch BZ up? But the very broad strokes, the OGL is basically D&D's licensing agreement. It's been in place for a very long time, and they're trying to make it irrelevant. So a lot of these games like Pathfinder and Chaosium and stuff, they're built off the OGL, which is the Open Game License, and that is what D&D created, basically just to say like there can be competition and stuff like this. Recently, there has been contract leaks to suggest that they're trying to revoke it, and that would mean that people have to pay royalty. They're trying to like make a new one that forces bigger companies to pay royalties, like 25% or something like that. They approached some creators. Yeah, pretty much. It's like there's like a SRD, which is called a system reference document, which are the free rules of D&D, and that is covered under the OGL. D&D still has certain things like you can't take like displacer beasts, and you can't take like owlbears, and you can't take like certain creatures and concepts that are considered like classic D&D. Like I think a gelatinous cube might be in there as well. There's stuff that you can't use in any circumstance because I think they're trademarked under Wizards, but like generically, you can take something like a dragon, for example, it's generic, and put it in anything because Wizards cannot own. In a game sense, Wizards can own dragons, but the company sense, Wizards can't own the trademark to a dragon because a dragon is not theirs. They didn't create it legally, so they have a document saying like, look, do whatever you want roughly with the system, and then the mechanics of using a D20 system is able to be built upon and skinned. So that's why we have like D&D supplements that are third party, or you have like. There's some books I have behind me where it's like Minsk and Boo's Journal of Villainy and Henchmen and things, where it expands upon stuff like in-universe characters and events, but you can put your spin on it. So it's basically they've enabled you to monetize fan fiction. It is really what they're trying to say. They're monetizing your fan fiction. It's not official rules, but you're allowed to do it. Exactly. They can keep owlbears. I'll take the dragons any day. The other thing is you can't really like copy their stat blocks. You got to like make your own version of it. But the thing is, D&D consistently hires freelancers to make their games, and those freelancers also make publishing books and supplements because having one D&D job is not enough to pay the rest of your life, which means that these freelancers are constantly making supplements and things like that, and D&D probably doesn't like that, which means they then go, oh, you can't make this unless you work for us. They go, fuck you. I'll keep making whatever I want, and then now they're trying to change that open game license to suit. The same way you can use minotaurs, yeah. It's like there's not enough. There are more game designers than there are positions at D&D, and D&D doesn't like that in a way. They're also trying to do like AI DMs. Coming from me as a professional DM, you know, that's a different kettle of fish there. They also want people like Critical Role who are very clearly edging away from D&D, but they want the D&D side to be, you know, most popular channel on Twitch, based on that Twitch payout leak that came out. Literally the most profitable. They're making millions and millions and millions of dollars, and D&D wants a 25% cut of that because they consider that Critical Role is based off D&D. D&D don't like it that people are making better stories than them. I mean, even if they're not better stories, it's, yeah, pretty much. A little bit, yes. So what they did is they released a thing, tried to get people to sign it, then they backpedaled when it got leaked and called it a draft, and now we are at today. We are at today when they did an open game license update, where over the last week, many people have unsubscribed from their subscription service, affecting their profits, and they are supposedly listening. Now, I'm two ways about this document. This is worded way better. This is from I think this is from one of the chief of staff, like one of the high-ups. I don't remember where I saw it. I saw something, I think maybe on Twitter or something, but effectively, this was written better, but it doesn't address all of the concerns we're having. Because the concerns we're having is that there's an open game license coming out, and if it, like, the problem is, the way they word this, it doesn't sound like it's revoking. I mean, it still sounds like it's revoking the old one, which is the problem we're having initially. Like, I'm just going to read this verbatim. When we initially conceived of revising the OGL, it was with three major goals in mind. First, Kyle Brink, executive producer of Dungeons & Dragons. Thank you. First, we wanted the ability to prevent the use of D&D content being included in hateful and discriminatory products. Look, if they wanted to do that, they would have, I feel like there could have been steps taken without needing to do this. Second, we wanted to address those attempting to use D&D and Web3 blockchains and NFT by making it clear that OGL content is limited to tabletop role-playing games like campaigns, modules, and supplements. Okay. Wizards has already fucking tried to do the NFT thing, and when everyone revolted against them, they very quickly were like, oh fuck, I don't know, maybe not. That's already they thinking that, yeah, they can already stop people doing from the discriminatory products in a way. I'm pretty sure they can. I'm not a legal person. The Web3 thing, Hasbro wants NFTs real fucking bad. They've done like Transformers and stuff. And so it'd be like, Hasbro wants NFTs, so why are you changing your OGL? I don't like NFTs or any of this shit. Like, this is... I don't buy the Web3 thing. I think what they want is... they want to block other people from putting their OGL in an NFT until they do it. That's how I take that. I'm being cynical. But knowing that they were already trying to get into NFTs, I think they're trying to block other people doing it before they can. And we know that based on the last leak that they said they could change the new OGL within 30 days. They can just go 30 days in advance. Oh, we're changing the OGL. Take out the NFT part, release NFTs. That would be 100% how that's happening. Third, we wanted to ensure that the OGL is for the content creator, homebrew, aspiring designer, and the community, not major corporations to use for their own commercial and promotional purpose. So, here's another thing that they have very clearly admitted to earlier with this one. When they say major corporations to use for their own commercial and promotional purpose, they consider people like Paizo, they consider people like Critical Role, they consider people who are much smaller than them, corporations that are major. Wizards themselves are the only major corporation that are in this area. So what they're saying is that they want to be the only major corporation here. Now, that doesn't fill me with confidence there, because they could call any small business a corporation and then shut you down. Or, exactly, so like content creator, homebrewer, aspiring designer, there's no word in here that says full-time job. Or like career. It's fine. They're like, what I take from this, and what I'm trying not to be too much on, that the wording here looks like they're saying, do not make this your job, otherwise we don't like you. I could be reading into it too much, but my reading between the lines, anxiety, says, do not try and profit off our game. Driving these two... yeah, it's a thing, right? Okay, so driving these were two principles. One, our job is to be good stewards in the game. Well, you're already failing at that. Two, the OGL exists for the benefit of the fans. Nothing about those principles has wavered for a second. Well, based on your first contract that you tried to put out, yes, it did. That is the unfortunate case that we are having here. You are still backpedaling on your own thing. very clearly you're addressing the points that we're having in a way, but you're not providing. It's not providing adequate steps right now. Like we are in the second paragraph. I understand this. Now, the OGL is a complete wavering. If they take away the original OGL, that's the problem that everyone's having. We can't release shit under a new OGL. It is basically the cry out that everyone's having. Now, that is why our early drafts, keyword here, drafts, that is pissing, and a lot of people are having a problem with this one. Now, the draft wording here has been relentlessly said the entire time that it is a draft. We know that it's not a draft. Another thing people want is for you to just stop lying. We know it's not a draft. We know that you put people under the pressure and you effectively tried to make them sign this. We have content creators saying it, like Ginny D and a couple of the others are confirming that this is what happened. You came to them with like the better deal version and you went, sign this. So the draft's bullshit immediately. Like, there's no goodwill there. You've already burned it. The new drafts of the OGL, the new version of the OGL included the provisions they did. The draft language, the version language, I'm going to say version instead of draft because it's not true. The version language was provided to content creators and publishers so their feedback could be considered before anything was finalized. Please see the D&D Shorts tweet about nobody reads surveys as you read this. Okay, so like, have you ever filled out those surveys? Nobody reads those. Nobody. This is coming from a wizard source. If you're late to the chat, verified leak from D&D Shorts. Nothing anybody reads. Nothing is read. So it's another thing. This has been confirmed by multiple sources. Ginny D and Nerd Immersion can verify this is true. They've also had contact with the source. Okay. Back to the update. Draft language. So, you know, another portion here that is just like, all right, well, no. In addition to language allowing us to access discriminatory and hateful conduct, in addition to language allowing us to address discriminatory and hateful conduct and clarifying what types of products OGL covers, our drafts included royalty language designed to apply to large corporations attempting to use the OGL content. I think they need to, if they want to go down this route, they could do it, and they could do it all right. They need to very clearly and very concisely say what they consider a large corporation. List the profit margin of this company. List the amount of employees in this company. Literally make it so there is a bar that if you cross it, which I think they did it in their other draft, which it was admittedly too low. They considered they considered earning $50,000 like a corporation or something like that, and that was stupid and bad. Because that's one person's full-time job. It's not. Now, our drafts included royalty language, so attempting to use it. So it's like this one here, it's like you can make this one work in my mind. You can make it work with the fact that if you can word it well and you can put all the details on the table, just fucking put it there right in front of everyone going, this is what we consider a... it's what we consider a big company, and you know that's admitting threat. It's like you can just go like, if you are above this, we consider you a competitor, and you know then you could call them out for being a monopoly. This is a joke how they have considering how they've released the Hazardy and Spelljammer in the first print. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, that's one of those like, that's one of those like D&D is not perfect situations. Like, you know that they're going to release stupid shit every now and then. I'm glad that they retconned it. It was handled stupidly, but, you know, overall, yeah, it's a vibe. It was never our intent to impact the vast majority of the community. The silent editorial revisions. Yeah. That one's that one's super weird. I don't want to get into that one. I don't have enough of a knowledge on that one. I just know it was murky and weird and Made me feel like I was sitting in slime. Anyway. However, it's clear from the reaction that we rolled a 1. You didn't just roll a 1, but you rolled like 2 or 3 ones in a row. Take it from someone who rolls either a lot of 20s or a lot of 1s. You rolled like 2 or 3 of those bad boys. It has become clear that it is no longer possible to fully achieve all 3 goals while staying true to our principles. So here's what we are doing. Okay, so this is the actionable stuff. Hopefully this is what we're going to want. The next OGL will contain the provisions that allow us to protect and cultivate the inclusive environment we're trying to build specifically, and that it only covers content for TTRPGs. Still very vague. That means that other expressions such as editorial and charitable campaigns, live streams, cosplay, VTT users will remain unaffected by the OGL update. Content already released under the 1.0 will remain unaffected. So, what they mean is, right now, reading between these lines, right now, nothing is wrong. There is a next OGL. So here it is, next OGL. We've got it right here. Will remain unaffected by an OGL update. And this is not saying the next OGL. This is saying any OGL update, implying more than one. Next OGL implying there will be a B or a 1.1 or something. This is where they're going with this. So content released under the 1.0 will remain unaffected. That's the same as what it was already. So this is the problem I'm having with this, what I'm reading. That was already the case. If they did a 1.1, they were probably already going to they can't, I'm pretty sure, legally not allowed to, I don't know, this could be Australians or this could be whatever else, but like, within the confines of this, how can you quantify you owe us money based on your past sales if the license didn't exist before you needed the money off them? Like, there's no way for them to scrape money out of them if they suddenly change the license, because I'm pretty sure you could be taken to court and the judge would be like, well, your license was this at the time, so this is the license they're beholden to. And they go, well, our license is iterative and updated. It's like, that's not going to hold up. You can't promise someone something and then change it underneath them and then go back to the first thing and go like, well, you owe me for this. That's fucking dumb. Next big question I have is how they could implement this in Australia with the Ombudsman. Who knows? This is why I'm getting like uppity in arms about it, because Australia has real finicky laws with this stuff. And they may just say, you can't release it here. Like, they may just be like, that's the thing. It could be fine in Australia. That's the complete other thing. There have been companies that have tried to do weird corporate stuff, and Australia just goes, no, you can't do it. And then we become unaffected by it. Or they'll do what like Uber does, and they'll just pull out of places. Like the ACCC will mess you up if you cross Australians. Okay, so yeah, the chilling reality with this one is that they're committed to still. Steam found out that the hard way when they tried to do MSY, Steam, all of these overseas like computer companies, they now have to have a permanent thing on their webpage saying that they got fucking caught. And they keep trying to hide it, and then now the court. Oh, the Steam one was so good. So tangent. Steam tried to circumvent the refund things, and Australia was like, "You have to. It is law. If you sell things in this country, you have to." And they're like, "Well, we're not based in that country." And they're like, "You sell to our citizens. You are selling in this country." And they go, "No, we're not." And they go, "Well, we'll take you to court." They lost really hard, and they were like, "You now need to wear your shame and put a thing on your website saying." This, by Australian law, you have to include refunds. And they kept trying to hide it. They put it behind like other windows and stuff. They took them back to court, and they forced them with very specific wording saying, this must be your front page, it must be visible, it cannot be this, it cannot be that, it has to be exactly where we say you put it, you cannot get out of this. And they just had to do it if they wanted to even sell games in Australia. And it was chef's kiss, brilliant. I loved it. I love watching Steam squirm on that one. They were really fucking around people. Like they still did it in other countries, unfortunately, but they got caught hard. Oh, that's the same reason. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't know that. I mean, it makes sense. Because the exchange rate could, like, make your game so much more expensive for no reason. Not that we already don't see an Australia tax. They just put the price up anyway. Did you see me disassociate and go like, fuck, how much work is that? Look. I don't want to do that. Dealing with the government is one of my least favorite things on earth. And dealing with bureaucracy is asking me to, like, put nails on a chalkboard willingly and scrape my hand down it for like 3 hours at a time. It's not something I want to do. If somebody else would like to help me out, and anyone who is good at this kind of process stuff or like really likes waiting around for these kind of legal answers, hand it to me. I'll blast it out there. Yeah, for sure. I'll put it out there. I can't put myself through the asking of the ACCC part. Also, I probably could not articulate it as well as someone who is good with writing those kind of things. I'm a talky guy. I'm an ideas guy. I've never been an academic. I've never been good at writing the things. For anyone who has ever tried to sponsor and the stuff, I'm too casual. I mean, yeah, mate, can you bloody give me some advice on the Wizards OGL situation? I'm sure you've heard all about it being a government entity. Reply back, oh, hey, just touching base, mate. Can you give me an update on this OGL business? It's been about 4 days, and I'm getting a bit anxious. No, you haven't heard anything? Okay, all right, mate. Okay, it's been a week. I should get back to them, mate. Okay, just a little update, mate. Are you good? Yeah, you got to touch base on this OGL stuff yet? I haven't heard anything, mate. Australians, some got that fighting spirit. Where do you get that from? As a born Brit living in Australia, I could definitely say the fighting spirit of Australians is tempered over time by the animals that want to kill us, the extreme heat, the bushfires that come out of nowhere, and the general apathy of respect we have for each other. Our climate is trying to kill us, yeah. Classic voice for asking such a request. How we do shit. Yeah, because it's, oh my god. It's like, I can't even take myself seriously asking it, right? Yeah, mate, you just go to bloody, can you give me an update on this? I would love some, bloody love it if you could just give me a bit of advice on this. I would really appreciate it. As per my last email, I think that the OGL really needs to be addressed by the Australian government. You know, that thing that makes so much money for everyone. The general apathy. I'm gonna do something. We finally got rid of our conservative government. We put the slightly less conservative government in. The general apathy of Australians is best explained by how you call your mate and your a mate. Oh, we say cunt on this channel. It's fine. It's fine. We say we drop a tasty little cunt in here. I've lost my train of thought. I'm vamping at the moment. It's a thing. Okay, we'll keep going with this. We're only like halfway through this frickin' letter. It's pronounced see you next Tuesday. Okay, so what? Okay, hold on. Is this highlighting thing actually working for you guys? Because I know I'm terrible at doing it, but it, if you need to read along. So we've already read this one. All right. Okay. I'll keep doing it then. I'll try. I'm trying my best. What it will not contain is any royalty structure. It will also not include the license back provision that some people were afraid was a means for us to steal work. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this channel can say see you next Tuesday. I can tell you now as a channel owner and producer. We're tasty little I don't know. If an American has a problem with it, just come talk. I don't, you know, it's fine. You come to our stream, I guess. That thought never crossed our mind. Under any new OGL, you will own the content you create. We won't. They're trying to spell it out in plain terms, but again, we need concrete stuff on this. Like this is all conjecture for me. Like it's we promise we won't, but like if you're gonna uproot and say there's a 30-day clause in it, then there's no point in saying this. It's like, well, what's the go here? Any language we would put down will be crystal clear and unequivocal about. Like that. This is my silver lining. I hope this is true. Like any language will be crystal clear. If you can put down in no uncertain terms what it is, then it's going to be a lot better. Like this is where there is a lot in this. There is a lot in this that I'm like very pessimistic about. This one line here, this is where I would like to start turning my head and going, if there is good intent, this is the line that I will say is the start of it. There's a thing we call the four corners rule. They can post any statement they want until we see the document. Its promises are non-binding. That's it. This could be placating. Like, for all we know, this could be placating us. It could be genuine. Who knows? We won't know for sure, much like anything, until we see, like, the tangible thing that comes out. Release the original contract. Officially. Release the official, you know... Release the version that was official, that got leaked. And then we'll know. If there was in no uncertain terms, release that one. Who knows? The license back language. This is all my opinion, by the way. I don't speak for the whole Split the Party, but like, you know, we chat in our group, and most of us are like, "This is stupid. Are we playing another game now?" They're like, "How does this affect us? Like, we make a small amount of money. Do we count as a corporate thing?" And I'm like, probably not. We don't make even the threshold to report the amount of money back to Wizards. And even if we did, we'd be like, well, much like DM for Hire, we are not D&D. We just play D&D, and people donate to, you know, it's like we're not making specific money off D&D. We're making money off being funny. And that's what we do. This reminds me of Bethesda's shit show and Terrible Excuses. Yeah, it does, right? It's got similar vibes. Oh no, I lost my place. Okay. We won't. Any language... Okay, so the license back language was intended to protect us and our partners from creators who incorrectly allege that we steal their work because of coincidental similarities. So... Okay. Exactly. Reporting... No, well, they're not even... If they're doing anything like the surveys, they're not going to do it unless it's like specific entities, in my mind. Okay. Protect us and partners from creators who incorrectly allege that we steal their work simply because of intellectual and coincidental similarities. I shit you not. Didn't they send out... Okay, not didn't they. I saw them. They sent out like a D&D package for like high-level creators that was like a DM screen and some coasters and things. I'm pretty sure the designs for those were stolen from someone on Etsy, like very clearly, like the coasters were at the very least. And correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, because I don't know if that creator did work with them and later said something. Yeah, you're just making money for them in that situation. Well, no, okay, sorry, Morris, that was wrong. So if you make above 50k in the original document, it was that you have to report your income to Wizards. And if you earn over 750k, you had to give them 25% or something like that. It was something real bad. So the first part was like, you got to do this stuff. You got to do this stuff and not give us anything, but we're still going to make you report your income to us like we're the tax man. It's like, shut up. No, I'm not doing that. If they print a halfling bard, call him Benland Smallholt. I'm sure it'd be distinct enough that they would have stolen Sam Riegel's character. Yeah, exactly, right? But that statement would cover him. No, yeah, that's fair. The license back, yeah, this line here, like, it's like, any language we put down will be crystal clear. Oh, that's good. And then it goes, yeah, but those creators we don't like. No. And it's like, we need also in terms, we need what you consider a threat, because right now you are being seen to do this kind of stuff every now and then. Like your D&D movie poster had Paizo art in it, for Christ's sake. If you're going to uphold this standard, you need to uphold the standard for yourself. I think that's a big takeaway from this. If you're making everyone so strict, you need to make sure you are that strict as well, because you are not being that strict. It is not fair overall if you do that. As we continue to invest in the game that we love and move forward with partnerships in film, television, and digital games, that risk is simply too great to ignore. Oh, this is talking about the steelwork thing. Look, they're doing the classic, like, we got to protect our IP thing, but that's so, you know, it's Games Workshop language to me. It's like Games Workshop's already done this thing, and everyone's just kind of dealing with it and being mad about it at the same time. And so it's similar language. It's like I'm unsurprised, but no less upset. Funny thing is about this that they can legally already email in someone that we revoke the currently OGL from you. They don't need an OGL to do that. That's it. They can just say your copyright infringement, and then that's it. And I mean, does the OGL count as fair use in any of that? Who knows? But we'll find out, I guess. Okay, the new OGL will contain provisions to address that risk, but we will do it without a license back and without suggesting we have the rights to... I had a funny thought, well, an amusing thought to myself about this one. Suggesting we have the rights to the content you create. Your ideas and imagination are what makes this game special, and that belongs to you. We will do it without a license back, without suggesting the rights to the content you create. My immediate thought was like, yeah, we won't do it without suggesting. We'll just tell you it's our content, not yours. It's not. That's not what's going to... I would hope that's not what's going to happen. Last couple of thoughts. First, we won't be able to release the new OGL today because we need to make sure to get it right, but it is coming. OGL 1.1 is unfortunately coming, or 2.0, or whatever the fuck they call it. Whatever they're doing, they haven't backed down. They know that they are going to do this overall. Like that is exactly what they want to do. We'll see what happens. Oh, they're fucking making this wait, hold on. Oh, this isn't today's thing. This is the shitty gaslighty one. Because I just realized I don't know why I literally thought this was the one that was it. I think I clicked on it because I was amused. So this is the original one. We'll read the updated one soon then. It is coming. Second, you're going to hear it. This is the gaslighty line. Yeah, sorry, I thought I was reading the new one. I was wondering why there's all the same language in it. You're going to hear people say that we want... This is what really annoyed a lot of people. And because you're making your voices heard change our plans, those people will only be half right. They won and so did we. People hated this. Our plan was always to solicit before the OGL, and we're tempted to do just that. All right, well, we now... Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought we were reading the new one. I was like, this sounds so much like the old one. All right, well, 7 hours ago... We got the W. Okay, so Kyle... There we go. This is why I thought... I was like, why is there this thing? Okay, so this one is supposed to be... I'm glad we did both, actually. I'm not upset that we looked at the last one. The last one was the get mad at this one. This one is supposed to be a bit better. Now, hi, I'm Kyle Brink, the executive producer on D&D. The team that makes the games we all play. D&D has been a huge part of my life long before I worked at Wizards and long time after my done. My mission and that of the entire D&D team is to help bring everyone the creative joy and lifelong friendships that D&D has given us. Opening. I'm just like you. I'm like you. I like going into things and going on the skateboards. These past days and weeks have been incredibly tough for everyone. Thank you, Irish1108. We're talking about the OGL and the new updates. As players, fans, and stewards of the game, we can't and won't let things continue like this. I am here today to talk about a path forward. First, though, let me start with an apology. We are sorry we got it wrong. Maybe. Look, who knows? I'm just like you, but I am sorry. Look, we'll see. Who knows? Our language and requirements in the draft OGL were disruptive to creators and not in support of our core goals, protecting and cultivating an inclusive play environment and limiting the OGL to TTRPGs. We're sorry. Yeah, the cue the South Park meme. Look, they're definitely handling this better off the bat already. That's definitely a thing. Whether it is just placating, who knows? Fair enough, Irish. Look, we're not going down with Wizards. We're saying, like, do better, Wizards. I want to see them do better. I want to see them, like, make it so they don't fuck over their literal audience that, you know, the two things that made 5th edition so mainstream and so good is Critical Role and the third-party community. D&D was propped forward because of those two things, and I don't really accept that, you know, their business alone was what did it. Like, their OGL and their commitment to releasing all this other stuff is what did that. So I'm just going to turn my camera a little bit. There we go. I'm a bit more centered there. They're doing very harsh comparison. Then we compounded things with being silent for too long. We hurt fans and creators when more frequent and clear communications could have prevented much of this. Well, yeah. Starting now. So, look, frequent and clear communications, I can, you know, I agree with that. I think they definitely need to. They need to stick by their shit. They need to release in no unclear terms. Those two fucking... Oh, I'm forgetting the names. Oh, she's really good. She was on... She was on, like, Calamity. She was on... Oh, I'm really bad at pronouncing her name, too. She's done, like, multiple DMing games for Dimension 20. Is it Arabia? Abria? Abria. Is it Abria? If I got that wrong, I'm sorry. But yes, her. Dude, she's so good. She's so fucking good at her job. And she's also like, she's like one of those DMs that Abria. Yeah, thank you, Chemmel. Thank you so much. It's hard in an Australian accent for one. And then it's a tricky name to read. Like I'm bad at reading and pronouncing. Abria. Okay, thank you so much. She is so fucking good at her shit. I mean, you see, though, that's like those three are like up there for. Here's what you don't see. I really like that too. I really like that. I like the cutaways. I do that as well. Like in my game, I treat my game like a little bit like a movie. Like cut to this, and like I'll tell people what is happening without them seeing it. Like if it's secret and I want to be a surprise, absolutely. But yeah, I want people to like watch the movie that I'm watching in my mind. It's very good. Brennan Lee Mulligan in Calamity with his invisibility as well, with like the Nat 20 and the pinpricks of light. Yummy, yum, yum, yum. That's so good. That's, you know, good DMing. Good DMing. Aspirational DMing, even. Starting now, I'm going to get back to this. So refresh, go back here. Starting now, we're going to do this a better way, more open and transparent with the entire community of creators. Keep in mind, this came out as this came out. So, you filled out those surveys? Apparently they don't matter. Allergies. Okay. You ever feel that? So this is the one that's like, if apparently they don't really do the surveys and any of that stuff. So here's where I start, the holes can be poked. You see, starting we're more open, transparent with entire communities. With time to iterate, feedback, and improve. We know, confirmed by people in Wizards, via D&D shorts and leaks and all that, that this may not be the case. Now, I would love for them to actually take that. So it's like, it's another thing. Do one thing, say another. If they're saying they're going to listen to feedback, don't placate us. We're going to know if you're placating us. Do the tangible thing. Make sure that you are actually reading your surveys. And even if you don't read the surveys, collate the data out of your responses and look at the fucking data that you have, because people will give you the majority of what they want that way. Here's a proper lolsy thing. Wizards timed the statements for when she was on a flight and couldn't have an article prepared. Look, I have no doubt in my mind that it could... fuck. That's one of those things where it's like, it could absolutely be that, right? It could absolutely be that. However... So I'm just going to turn this light off up here. I'm more evenly lit now. It's too bright up there. Wizards timed the statements for when Lynn was on a flight and couldn't have an article prepared. Look, while that is true, that one's the point where we're connecting dots and stuff like that. It's like, it's very convenient timing. However, D&D Shorts wasn't on a flight, so we're good here. But, Lynn, if Lynn's on a flight and has Wi-Fi, they're gonna still see. Still gonna see anything anyway. I'm like the Charlie, the Pepe Sylvia fucking be. Oh. Okay. Let's get back to this. Oh, she didn't see it? Oh, okay, fair. I got up. I got ready. I came on here ready to read her. I haven't read any of this, by the way. God, what was I doing? Yeah, I just got up and got on here. Okay, so if this sounds familiar, it's because we do it for the game itself. Let's do it for that way for the OGL too. Yeah, she got blindsided. We'll listen to you, and then we'll share with you what we've heard. Watch like we do an Unearthed Arcana and D&D 1 playtest. This will be a robust conversation before we release any version. So, back to this point. I'm going to put that tab here. You ever filled out those surveys? No one's reading them. No one's reading them. Those surveys are apparently just a temperature test, whether people like something. We don't know what armchair... We don't want to know what armchair gamers would think would be better rules. I've heard that before from the sources, and that's it's just not good on that part. It's a bit It's not good when you know that these kind of things are very much in the air. You don't read the surveys unless exactly. You don't. It's like you don't read the surveys unless there's enough to prevent backlash. It's like if you're using it as a litmus test, that's fine. You got to say that though, but don't say shape the whole. Your marketing is promising more than you're delivering. Be better. That's it. Here's what to expect. On or before Friday the 20th. So the 20th tomorrow. That will be 2 days from now probably, because that is going to be America time. It'll be when we wake up on Saturday, I want to say. So it'll be Saturday. This is happening. We'll share the new proposed OGL documentation for your review and feedback, as much as we do with the playtest material. So, much as we do with the playtest materials, look, if we can have a situation where we can trust, no worries, Tammy, have a good one. If we can trust what they're saying with this without this next part over here coming to fruition, I think we can start, going hopefuls with this. Right now, it's a bit After you review the proposed OGL, You'll be able to fill out a quick survey, much like Unearthed Arcana playtest surveys. It will ask you specific questions and document, include open form fields and any other feedback you have. The survey will remain open for at least 2 weeks. We'll give you advance notice before it closes for everyone who wants to complete the survey. Then we will complete, analyze, and react to. So if, you know, if they mean... so this is... This whole segment here... This whole segment here kind of emanates another tweet that I saw. It really emanates another tweet that I saw around here. Oh, Monty Cook coming in hot, by the way. Say a person pointed a gun at person B and pulled the trigger, but the gun jammed and person A gave a half-hearted apology. Should person B accept the apology, or should they trust person A ever again? What if person A starts visibly trying to clear the jam, but assures person B that it's fine? Asking for a friend. Ooh. Oh. Oh, no. What do we got here? There was something in and around this stuff. I have no idea what I'm going to see on here, by the way, actually. So let's oh, this was great. Matt's like liking some D&D 1 stuff. The thing about Critical Role as well is that on their ads for D&D Beyond, I saw them put like hashtag open D&D on their D&D Beyond ads. That's good stuff. They can't say anything, but they can put some hashtags on a video, which is very, very good. Okay. Where is... Yeah, this quote from bloody Cynthia. D&D is under-monetized. We want to unlock the type of recurrent spending we see in video games. This... look, you know, look, big orc lady, that's not suitable for work, but, you know, it's pretty close. David Leavitt, that's funny. Okay. Oh, I can't find it. We'll just we'll go back. So this whole area here, it's really dependent on this next bit, like this next bit here. We're seeing that they're trying to say we're going to put you in surveys, but if they can just put surveys just in the bin, then their investors are not going to see anything. So what we should be doing is doing the survey and then completely still going on socials and do all this stuff. I don't know what you do, but big orc ladies would be very accepted in my workplace. Put a big orc lady behind me and it'd be very accepted in my workplace. Yeah, absolutely. It's like, you know, where that door is, stand there and we'll talk. But then I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. When asked at the surveys, they said, because if we don't, they'll send it to emails, tweets, threads. This is that they just want to put them in one place and then ignore it. Or they could put it in one place and ignore it. I know I'm being so pessimistic here. I'm really trying to go like the good with this. But we'll look. The thoughts swirling around my head are negative right now, so I'm trying not to be too negative, but then I've got nothing to say. Finally, you deserve some stability and clarity. Yeah, we do. We are committed to giving creators both input info and the room to prepare for any update to the OGL. Once again, so this, like the last article that we have, they're still saying any update. They're not saying singular update. It still sounds like they're gonna change it whenever they want, and we don't trust them right now. So if they want to keep updating it, they can't just do it like a TOS and randomly do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. People are going to react to it if they do whatever they want. Whatever they want is the first version. Okay. There's also a ton of stuff that isn't going to be affected by the OGL update, so right now we'll lay out the areas in that conversation we won't touch. Any changes to the OGL will have no impact on at least these creative efforts. Alright. Your video content. Now, that's pretty vague. Whether you are a commentator, streamer, thank you, podcaster, thank you, live play cast member, thank you, or any other video creator on platforms like YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, you have always been covered by the Wizards fan content policy. Yeah, at least these creative efforts. Well, yeah, at least. So, you know, much like when you say you have to pay this person a minimum wage, that's what at least will probably mean in this position. Because companies will do the minimum they can without getting in trouble if they are required to. The OGL doesn't and won't touch any of this. Right now. It's always right now. OGL update doesn't touch it right now. Your accessories for your own content. No OGL will affect your ability to sell minis, novels, apparel, dice, and other items related to your creations, characters, and worlds. I would be very surprised if they tried to come after you for making dice. I don't think that... I think dice creators are going to be fine here. Like, you could just make different dice. They don't own the ability for you to make a set of RPG dice. They're just the ones who popularized it to make that specific set of dice. If a new system comes along, like Cyberpunk, I know Cyberpunk and Avatar and all the other, they make specific dice sets. So if the dice manufacturers really were like worried about it, they'll be like, we're just going to make a set that covers Pathfinder, or we're going to make a set that covers the other dice that the system needs. The only reason we have RPG dice right now as the most prominent is because D&D, Pathfinder, and the ones use one of each of them. Yeah, going for the dice would be the dumbest idea, right? Minis. Novels is the one that I can see. You know, novels would be like, if you're using like Drizzt or something, you'd have to get their licensing agreement. That's not a problem in this situation anyway. That's general licensing problems that they would have to do. They don't have to go for legal. They don't have a legal standing to go for any after any original creation. It would be thrown out. I have a feeling in Australia it would also be like very scrutinized there as well, because you can make parody anything, or like very easily you can make a something that is similar because they have worked it into to not have monopolies. I say that knowing that we've got like a two-party system. It's like, it's not a monopoly. There's just two of them now. It's just two monopolies. Duopoly, as it were. Non-published works, for instance, contracted services. So this... I spotted one that's going to be problematic. If you use the OGL, if you want to publish works for that reference, 5th edition content through the SRD, that means commissioned work, paid DM services. Interesting. Specifically calling out paid DM services, huh? So, contracted services, you just call yourself a game master. I feel like this one, I don't know, knowing my... Yeah, I'm clear. Sorry, I wasn't mocking you. I'm clear. We're clear anyway, in my mind. Like, we're running Dungeons and Dragons. No, we are contractors as game masters, and what we do is that we hire our service out as entertainer, and then you choose what system we play in. We can just advise you not to choose D&D. We can just very simply go like, oh, we're going to play something that is like inspired by D&D, but it's homebrew, so it's not D&D. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I gotta like, you know, when my immediate response comes out, I'm just like sitting there going there. I think Dungeon Master might be a protected term. Let me have a little looky. I know Game Master isn't. Yeah, so the trademark is Dungeon Master. So Dungeon Master's explicit to D&D, which is why they always call it Game Master or like Gamekeeper or stuff like that. I think it's copyrighted and trademarked. It's trademarked. So that's why no other game says yeah. Yeah, exactly. So you can very much see Critical Role's probably been distancing themselves. I wouldn't be surprised if they pull like a Paizo and stuff and join up with the ORC once they're out of contract with Wizards. Because they start like people seem to forget that Critical Role started in Pathfinder. That's where they got their game going, and they very, very much could just not play D&D. And I'm pretty sure they may have threatened them with that in the past with crappy contracts, and they've just gone. But yeah, if you call yourself a game master, you don't have to be beholden to D&D. So, game master for hire, come at me. What else have we got here? Okay. Consulting. Even consulting? Nah. I feel like consulting would just be, Exactly, right? It would just be like season... Like, so, context-wise, we still haven't filmed Chapter 5 of Split the Party, and this OGL stuff came out, we're like, are we filming Chapter 5 in D&D? Like, we're probably going to do it, hopefully, within the next 6 months. Like, as in, like, that's our scope plan. We could probably do it. We've got another thing we have to do before we can do that stuff, but that's coming in February anyway. Chapter 5 of our show, we could very much just switch to not be in D&D. We can just play Savage Worlds. We can just play I would probably switch to Pathfinder because it would be super easy. And like the way I run Pathfinder is very similar to D&D anyway. It's fine. And like as an entertainment medium, you're basically playing a boiled down version of D&D anyway, because you need to keep it smooth and running. Like the homebrew that we have is made so it will go quick. Like you don't get stuck down in combat. Pathfinder in general is a bit more boggy, but like I would just be like, do an occult check, do a diplomacy check, do blah 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 blah, blah check. It's all the same. It's all the same if you really want it to be. Oh, nice. That's cool. Pathfinder module as well. Okay, so VTT content is a big one here. I think they're unlikely to move on Pathfinder since their approach to the game is not rule-heavy. Personally, I think they'll stick to 5th edition and just play, or move to an in-house. I think it would be an in-house game system, if anything. But if Pathfinder wanted to, unfortunately, Pathfinder's not going to be able to... Paizo's not going to be able to offer them the same amount of money for a sponsorship, probably. But in that sense, like, Critical Role could very much go like, look, we'll keep doing our sponsorships, and we'll just get more sponsorships from other places. Because, look, they don't really need... Like, the amount of money they fucking make on Twitch, they don't need the sponsorships as much. Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I totally get that. Which is why you have a sponsorship, which is why you have Twitch coming through. Like, it is not wise to put all your eggs in one basket, and there is an argument to be made here that all the people doing the TTR industry put all their eggs in the D&D basket. Now it's imploding, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't make it okay, but it makes it, in terms of a business sense, it's why I've never personally invested in one thing only. You always... So, prime example, my DMing for hire. I run in Melbourne with Dungeon Master for Hire as the in-person game stuff. I also list on Start Playing Games. I also list on Fiverr. I have 3 different places all kind of generating inquiries for myself. And that way I don't have all of my eggs in the basket, because when DM for Hire quietens down over Christmas, you may get some games through Start Playing who are now on holidays in America. It all changes around. It's all good. But like, the point I'm trying to make is that Critical Role shouldn't have to rely on one income stream, which means I'll probably take those sponsorships at some point anyway. But combat in Pathfinder is so long. You are definitely right. They need to find a way. Critical Role would need to find a way to make sure their business isn't affected too hard. I mean, I don't know if they've probably not got fucking stockholders or anything. They're fine. But they basically just need to protect themselves against wizards at this point, right? I want to start playing games. I wish I could set a direct-to-pay charity. I think you can do that. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna link someone in the chat who actually does like consulting on this stuff. They are probably one of the top DMs on Start Playing.
Thanks for the sub.
Oh, thank you for the sub, Wongy. So Is Friday, she does... So shout out to Is Friday. Friday does, like, some of the most games I see on Start Playing. Like, they are earning good numbers. They also do, like, workshops and copy and stuff like that. If you ever want to, like, if you're okay with paying for someone to do a bit of consulting, it's not me. It's not, like, I'm not good at that. I'm not good at marketing. But Is Friday knows how to help you write copy, knows how to do your thumbnails, knows how to do stuff, and they will know how to set up a direct pay to charity instead of going to you. I'm pretty sure you could set up, like, a PayPal that Start Playing pays into, and then at the end of the month, your PayPal automatically transfers into that charity or something like that. You could very much do something like that. Okay, let's get back to this OGL. We're nearly at the end. And then I promise we can do some, like, crafting and stuff as well. We'll still talk about the OGL. This is like an OGL heavy talk right now, but I'm also going to do something with my hands soon. Okay, so for non-published work and contract services, we've done that. VTT content. Any updates to the OGL will still allow you to create or publish content on VTTs and still allow VTT publishers to use OGL content on their platform. This is another one of those, like, for now statements, I think. Still allow them. So it's like, we're going to, like, I don't know. It's, one, we're going to allow you to do it still. Is kind of like, shut up. We can do that anyway. And then the other part of it is, like, for now. Like, until they say otherwise, for now, until they put their clause in saying they can revoke it whenever they want. You know, because they can just keep you happy until whatever they bring out and then change the OGL so you can't use it. Like, where's the certainty in that? We need that certainty. They can backtrack on OGL. The problem is that the language they used was, it can be revoked, but it is perpetual. So I don't know if they... The language also... I found out that the language also didn't exist when it was first written. They meant irrevocable. Irrevocable. But the language legally didn't exist, so they had to write it a different way. It'd be interesting in a court to see what would happen. Like, again, not a lawyer. I don't know this legal stuff, but it was like a bit of a myth that they couldn't take it away. They definitely can take it away. They can do whatever they want with it. It's just that they have caveats to be doing it. So, DM's guild consent. Yeah, I'm not an expert in that one. Oh. As in, like, when they did the new one, I think if people signed that old one already, I think that contract would be moot. Because if they called it a draft, and people signed it, it's not. I don't think that would hold up and be legally binding. If they got creators to sign it and then started calling it a draft, they could easily be taken to court, and it would say, "Oh, well, you yourself called it a draft, so they're free of this." Oh yeah. Okay, DM's guild content. The content you release on DM's guild. Note how they didn't say, like, drive-through RPG. Is published under a community content agreement with the Dungeon Masters Guild. That is not changing. Your OGL 1.0A content. Nothing will impact any content you've published under the OGL 1GA. So this one is very much a backtrack by the look of it. This one looks like it's saying that, okay, we got caught on this one because the old one said it was void or something like that. It was revoked. It was gone. Nothing will impact, and it will always be licensed under that. So that's the thing. Until they bring a new one out, is this one unable to be used now? Or can we always be licensed under that? Are they trying to word themselves very cleverly that Oh, sorry. Nothing will have... Yeah. So, anything that's... The way that this reads to me is anything you have released under 1.0A up until we release the new one. Until we have released the new one, everything is under 1.0A, and it will stay that way. They probably realize they can't charge people for it or something like that. Or, like, the caveat was that we know we can't charge people, we just need to say it now. We got caught out on that one. Again, the wording is, until we release... Like, the wording, not directly, but between the lines to me is, until we release 1.1 or 2.0 or whatever, this is what you've got. And then it'll be really interesting to see that whatever new version they have... If they don't include, you can still like they need to do what they in order to not back themselves into a corner, they need to say, similar to the GSL in 4th edition, which this could go the way of. Yeah, exactly. They could be doing a GSL here. Now, the GSL was the game system license, which they tried to release in 4th edition, and they really hated it. Thank you for the hydrate. My throat is quite dry. I didn't think I'd be talking for 2 hours straight by myself on the OGL, but here we are. So nothing will impact any content you have published on the OGL 1.0. This will always be licensed under OGL 1.0A. So if it's anything like 4th edition, the 4th edition version was that they released it and everybody hated it, so they continue to release stuff under the OGL anyway. And that's how 4th edition was like, part of why 4th edition was considered crap, because they tried to do this in the past. They literally tried to do this past week's worth of stuff back in like 2007, 2006 area, like back in the 4th edition days. That's literally, Paizo exists because of this. Like, they didn't like what was going on. An insulated water bottle. I'm alright. Melbourne's, like, between cold and hot. But, yeah, no, I you know, if you link me some or, you know, do a cheeky gift or whatever. Don't buy me one, it's fine. Link me one and I'll have a look. Oh, actually, no. You know what I do want? I want one of those water bottles that has, like, the goals on it. And it's like one of those 2 liters. And it's like... By this time, drink this much, you get a little word reward. By this time, you drink this much, you get a little, and it's timed. And then my brain will be like, this is a game. And drink the water to where I need to based on where the time is. Because this is a 1 liter water bottle, and I've drank over half of this during the stream. So that's pretty good. The LTT bottle. Links are enabled in this stream. You are able to link... anyone to that chat. OGL and GSL. So if we see anything like this and they have to keep the OGL as is, upon releasing the OGL whatever new version, if this first one is still unable to be used and people really hate the second one, they'll continue to use the first OGL. Oh, I've seen... Dude... I've tried the Bilsons. So, okay, hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying, and then we'll talk about Bilsons. They're very good. The GSL. So if they come out and go like D&D 5th edition, whatever the fuck, 6th edition, whatever the new thing is under OGL 2.0, and people hate it so much, they will continue to release under D&D 5th edition. The same thing will happen. As Paizo did with the 4th edition, 3.5 edition debacle. 1 D&D, whatever. That's the code name. It's the code name. It's 6th edition or it's 5.5. If it's built off 5, it's probably going to be 5.5 overall. Like, I would refer to it as 5.5 if it doesn't change too much. The caveat being that if you have to use 1 D&D or whatever their subscription service is to access the materials, and if it's all updated to 5.5, then the problem that we're going to have is that we're going to be stuck with just the books and no subscription service or anything like that, which is fine. Someone will probably create like a third-party tool using the OGL to make a VTT that can do it properly. The 5.5 edition of D&D hopefully will be the problem that the GSL had if it's released in that format. to then do what the same thing did. Like Paizo will grow, Paizo will get stronger, which is only a good thing. Well, for now. And then you'll have, you know, this is my brain logic. I'm not any of this stuff. I'm just speculating. I love a good speculation, but overall, it could be the same thing as the GSL debacle. Now, this seems like a full backpedal on this next one. Your revenue will be no royalty or financial reporting requirements. Now, this is interesting because they definitely had it confirmed by sources and the leaks that there was royalty and financial reporting requirements. That's a full backpedal. That's a win for us. If this stays like this and our revenue, they got caught, this is an admission of that. If that's the case, then that's good. Your ownership of content, you will continue to own your content with no license back requirements until we say otherwise. We'll see the revenue thing kind of as well, but this is all taken with a grain of salt. I would love to believe that our revenue will not be affected. I would love to believe that all of this stuff, until we see it, it's kind of that's kind of the case, right? We need people to tell us in no unclear terms what is going on. This is a letter. This is a promise. This can be easily broken. I think the best course of action here is to continue what we're already doing, making sure that we are costing them money and making sure that until we get something in concrete, something that in no uncertain terms tells us exactly what and what isn't going on, is that we are going to be in this for a little while. I think that's pretty much where we're at. Now, that's all from me now. You will hear from us again before Friday as described above, and we look forward to the conversation. Kyle Brink, executive producer, Dungeons & Dragons. Now, overall, this letter does do a bit... It does better. I will give them credit. It does better than the last one. It's less about just being addressing stuff and gaslighting and doing all this other stuff, but it doesn't fully, and I don't know if you guys agree, but it doesn't fully answer our questions. Our questions are, what is happening in detail? Some of these points are vague, and is this all a ploy because you have a contract clause? Is this all a ploy? Is this all a ploy because you have a contract clause that lets you sorry, that lets you then revert it after 30 days? That's what I really want to know with this stuff. Okay. Let's look at this Hydra Flask real quick. Oh, I know these. Yeah, we got these, I've seen these around. Temp shield, perfect temperature, Oz, 40-ounce wide mouth. Not bad. I like how the 20 ounce is still 600 mil, and that's the kids version. Oh, it's got like a sippy thing. I like sippy things. I got a little Demon Slayer water bottle. I got a. When did I get this? I got this as like a freebie at PAX, and it has one of these like little flip top things with the little. It's like the little silicone kind of rubber straw. This thing's great. I don't know why. It got a second water bottle in here apparently. I love this water bottle. It works great. I got it from Line Entertainment. I won like some weird game. Wow, really? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Check out this thread about UA feedback. Okay. Oh, Mackenzie. I played with Mackenzie before. But this tweet's deleted. Okay, hold on. You might have to give me a different tweet source because it's deleted. Oh shit, he's deleted the tweet. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let's apparently also the D&D staff or creators have been told that they can comment on it as well. So that's interesting. Okay, I'm over here. So you have a read of this for a sec. Oh, hold on, sorry. What is going on here? Okay, I need to alter my browser window real quick. There you go. There's your thread. Have a read of that. I'm just going to have a look over here off camera about what just happened with D&D shorts. Yeah, thank you. Can you send that to me? Interesting. Oh, okay. So all right, let's just go on to the D&D Shorts page. Because he's released some update stuff here. So this is all coming out like as this is happening. So oh god, is there latest tweet? So 4 hours. Okay, so this is the video here. This confirming what's here by D&D Shorts. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. We're literally getting breaking news of everything that's happening. So we're reacting to this like live, and it's happening. It's just coming on. Okay, so this feedback needs to have public results. This is the last thing I said. I saw update. Turns out Wizards didn't. Okay. We've only been streaming for 2 hours, so this was already out. Wizards didn't directly contact creators to open a discourse, but rather an email sent out to the creator team that will say nobody will be punished for talking about the OGL. Their request was that they ensure that the Wizard Coast stuff wasn't the focus of vitriol. Again, don't harass anyone. That's pretty much it. Don't fucking do it. Okay, so okay, here we go. So I passed along information regarding UA survey collection at Wizards. I was told by 2 inside sources, both of them who have been verified by multiple people, that a 1 D&D playtest materials were not being reviewed. However, former VP at WotC has formed and stated that written survey material under his watch was checked and was reviewed. Other wizards have verified. Now I have 2 groups of people telling me 2 different things who I trust. Interesting. Man, we're going down a rabbit hole today. Maybe we're not crafting at all. Everyone who I've spoken to speaks highly of the design team and Winninger. Okay. Those who passed this information made a point on this. I've contacted my sources for comment, but they spoke with absolute confidence in this. These sources are real, but also they are people. And people can hear different things. But hearing it from Ray makes me believe that my contacts must have been mistaken. I'm glad this survey element was one thing that hits hard. So I think he's the former VP. Former VP, yeah. People can hear different things. That's what he's been told. Everyone speaks highly of Ray and JC. I have more testimonies to the character and other designers, including Dan Dillon, to release tomorrow. My job, as I see it, is to tell you what I'm told while protecting other people who tell it. Fair enough. Under his watch could have been, yeah. Right now, this is the latest, so we got to go with this, really. Like, we can speculate more, but it does mean that a lot of our comments earlier saying, like, if they're not reading the stuff, we don't know. It does make it a little bit different if they are actually reading everything. That makes it better. Communicate to the broader situations one time. As such, I've heard back from my sources in response to Ray's comment. Others can confirm the sources I'm in contact with, but it seems like these insiders were correct on this. I'm still at a loss how 2 such conflicting accounts came to be. Keep you updated on the story. Look, that's fine. This is journalism as well, but it's also live journalism. It updates. So Let's see what Mackenzie said. Hi, actual designer here. I'm credited on several UA releases. I've made edits based on qualitative and quantitative survey results. Okay. That's straight from a designer's mouth. That's right there. Let's walk through what happens with the UA. I think this is really helpful, actually. I think Mackenzie's, I've played with Mackenzie once before they were played with Mackenzie once before they were a D&D staff member. They were really great. So, a good choice and hire there. I hope they do good work. We design player-facing mechanical elements that we hope to include in the future product. Then we place those mechanical elements into a UA document and release it and see what the player at large thinks about it. We release a survey about the UA. Okay. The survey information is collated by members of the team. It's broken down into two parts: quantitative satisfaction impressed as a percentage, and summary of qualitative feedback trends noticed in the comments. So, what we were saying about the express it as a data is expressed as a percentage. That is correct there. So if they are doing that, that is a good sign. That's a litmus test of what they're doing. And a summary of qualitative feedback trends noticed in the comments. So that is also, you know, we'll see if they listen. We'll see if they listen. That summary is reported back to the product teams. The designers and the product teams then make edits to mechanical elements based on the feedback summary. If satisfaction doesn't meet our quality standards, we'll re-release the mechanical concept and then follow up on a UA. Okay. This is a proven process. Take, for example, the Mages of Strixhaven UA. Oh, we were talking about this earlier, where we tried to create subclasses that could be taken by multiple classes. Fun fact, this was my first UA. Did we, as studio designers, want that to work? Yes, but it didn't. Fair enough. We learned that because it didn't. Because of the UA process. We learned that it was something so the majority of players wanted, and we also learned that the small elements of design that did bring joy. We salvaged those elements, redesigned them, and put in them that changed design in the book. If we didn't read or listen to feedback, we would have put those the poly classes. I do remember this. If we didn't read or listen to feedback, we would have put those polyclass subclasses into the final book, and that product would have been worse for it. Yes, of course, we want to know if you like something. We're game designers. We're creating something that is meant to be fun. That's it, right? Hassan of D&D. And he's the guy that just like, I don't really watch him, but is he like the guy that just like reacts to stuff that's happening around? Look, if you guys like this kind of thing, I'll do more D&D news updates. I can do a separate stream because I'm clearly not painting right now. And yes, sometimes we get frustrated when people tell us how to do our jobs. Ah, fair. I mean, I'm lefty as well, so. And yes, sometimes we get frustrated when people tell us how to do our jobs or use those feedback opportunities to belittle us. We're human. Despite all of that, we're going to listen and always try to prove. Look, this one fills me with a bit more comfort. This one here is like a bit more. It's not from an executive's mouth, mind you, but this one helps the story and the clarifications a lot, you know? The narrative here being that this survey stuff is being utilized, and here is here is an account from a Wizards person saying this is what we do with it. Like, I don't have like a full story on this, but like reading this, a designer's not going to come out in an hour and lie about something so detailed. That's not what they would do. They would, you know, if someone really wanted to lie about something like this, they would craft it and do it a lot more. But this seems credible. I think that's good. I think it's not, you know, it doesn't absolve Wizards of their whole thing, but like in specifically the term of the survey problem we were having before, because we were pretty hot on that and referring back to it quite a lot. That is a drop in the bucket not a drop in the bucket. That is a significant enough thing to make us wonder if how much stuff is being listened to. If they are taking in the surveys, it's really good. If they are making sure that we are being listened to and the feedback is heard, that's good. This is on a game level as well, keep in mind. So if it's not just a game level and we need a higher level of survey and stuff to be listened to, then we will see. Because right now it's saying that the surveys are being listened to when it comes to game design. The survey is being listened to when it comes to subclasses and stuff to do with the physical game. So separating that from the larger argument is like, okay, we have that as almost a confirmation. Like, if we count that as a confirmation, we count that as a confirmation. Then we go, okay, well, does this apply to the executive level of D&D? We need more information there. Oh god, what's Louis tagging me in? Hold on, give me a sec. Okay. Yeah, Louis tagged me in the article, and I was like, I'm already on stream talking about it. Yeah, so what do we got here? Unlikely Ray left recently. I'm looking to get to the bottom of this. I'll keep you informed. This is the thread that he had. Investigate. Yeah, I know, right? I'm sitting here like going, like, well, so we had to like retcon a bit of the stream because at the start of the stream we were reading all the stuff and then the tweet got deleted and more information came out as we were streaming and then more has come out. We're bringing the news!
What was that? Oh,
hey, Chelsea, how you doing, mate?
That's all right then. Welcome to the fold.
Why can't I hear that on my audio? Who knows? Okay, so thanks for the sub, by the way. I should have said that. Thank you so much. Also, good to see you. Oh, NVCDM. Okay, I'm taking a real quick break from this OGL stuff for like a couple minutes because I've been working on something that relates to NVCDM very explicitly, and I was going to keep doing this today. However, this OGL stuff is taking up a lot of our time. I might do more painting at another time. Okay. Just turning off the browser window real quick. Have a looky at this-y. Okay. Could really see how much of a difference the light makes, huh? Secondary light on top of this camera. Okay, so we have got some bases, wouldn't you know? Look at these. So these are actually for my squig hogs. We're still talking about OGL. We'll come back. We'll come back. Don't click away, but I've got some lovely bases that I've been making for some models that are almost finished, actually. Only one of them is not finished at this point. My amazing little squig hog boys. So yeah, it's just the boss. The boss is unfinished so far. But the rest of them are all fully painted. I don't know if I've shown you these yet, but I didn't want to keep doing them on stream just because we would be painting these forever, as I always do. So I painted them all up. Here's all the little squig hogs. They're all done. They're all slap chopped up. The big guys there. Look at that. And this was NVCDM who like gifted me these at PAX because he is an amazing soul and just look at these. Look how good these turned out. They're great. And then I made some bases out of stuff. You can actually see, like, you can see my my WIP for the last one. I've got some like resin tiles. I've got a lot of cork in there. And then I've got like this, I actually glued it down to the base and then ripped it off so I could have like an imprint of where it goes. Oh, Rena, thank you so much. So this is like just some tile basing. It actually started out with this one. I think this one's still my favorite. Because it started off with like, okay, I wanted to do like a bit of a grubby base. But I wanted this to look like a big rock or a piece of road. That this orc here, the idea was I wanted him to ramp it. If my prompt was rampant, I think I've done all right. I literally wanted to just be like just tearing up and ready to like jump over the whole thing. And that was my prompt. And so like I think I've done pretty well there. He's like, he looks like he's doing a bit of a free willy pose, and like unfortunately the bottom of the tire is like flat down there, but that's roughly what I'm going for. Just having a huge just jumping off the base that he's got. If the camera will focus. Yeah. So that's the first base. You got I think I did this this one was a bit more of a basic base. I didn't know what to do with it at the time because I was trying to work out some of these bits are like, yeah, I'm really fond of the movement on it. This one's a bit more basic because I was trying to work out this one's only got one contact point on his foot. So I was just trying to work out like how to make him run, and then I was going to put like grass and stuff on this side. So he's just, this one's kind of a bit more basic. This one piece here is resin, and the rest of them are like this weird plaster stuff, so it's really fragile. But I don't want to use all my resin rubble, so it's got like a little box of it that I pieced together. And then I started getting a bit more elaborate. This one is also... This one has like a lot more pieces. This one's some more resin in here. It's another resin piece I got. This is some like cork that was like carved from the bigger piece. Like it's like rounded bits that I wanted to turn into like jagged shards. And then I put like, I've got some basing kit from like the ages old Space Marine. Actually, it's a 40k basing kit. It's like this one. And there's just more cork shards around. And then I sealed it all with like a mix of PVA glue and like black craft paint. So I just watered that down a lot. And now it's all sealed in. It shouldn't break. It's very solid now. And this one should be for this guy. I tried to make it so, if it still works, trying to make it so he's like standing. He's like standing on the Space Marine head, but all the contact points for the feet are working. So that's kind of cool. So rather than this leg being on contact point, this leg's now a contact point. I'll paint the base up separately as well. But that's how that one's looking. That, like, overall, the composition of that looks really nice to me. I really like how it turned out. And I'll put, like, some graph tufts in it. And the last one for the bigger guy. It just goes neat. So you got that. Just goes neatly in there. Just some rubble. Pretty simple. I just paint that up. This looks good. I wanted to do some cool basing. I haven't really done any, like... And there's some skulls. Skulls on this side from the basing kit. Another resin. You can see how big some of these resin pieces are, and you just... Actually, what I did was I put the paste... On some of them, I put the paste down, and I used the paste to, like, glue everything in. But yeah, that's... It's weird knowing that this is how it looks... And then this is how it, like, turns out. Like, how good does that look as it all comes together? And then it starts off as, like, a bit of a mishmash effect. But, yeah. That's what I was going to do some more of that today. After we've done this OGL stuff. We've only got, like, 45 minutes left of the stream if we go all the way through to 1. We'll see how we go. But... If everyone... Does everyone want to keep talking about OGL stuff? I'm happy to, like, go through the last of it and investigate a little bit more. I'll, Oh, no. Alright, we'll turn that off. This'll come back in a sec, hopefully. We'll put the browser window up in the meantime. Yeah, it'll come back when it wants to. Don't know what that is. Oh. Well. Okay, so let's keep investigating then. Hey, there it is. So let's keep going with this stuff then. Let's put some custodies up there for visual clarity. So with all of this then... Oh, we had this one to read. Okay, because this is from 26 minutes ago. I'm going to refresh the page. See if Mackenzie's got anything else out there. And I'm going to refresh my regular feed. Just in case anything pops up as well. Yeah, apparently, so it looks like the opinion going around on my Twitter feed is that we are still seeing them trying to revoke the old OGL. This, you know, yeah, maximum up to date. This could change when I jump off stream as well. Yeah, so interesting. Yeah, a lot of big voices are talking at the moment. We'll continue having a look at this. Okay, this is just Mackenzie's thread still. That's fine. We've got... This one here is the most recent by the look of it. So this is... This looks like an email. Oh, this is really small. Okay, where's my browser window? I'll do my best to read this one out because... oh, shit. I'll read this one out because it's quite small. Apologies. I open the image in a new tab. Oh, can I just zoom this in? Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Hey, just looking to get to the bottom of an ongoing discussion with the O1D&D feedback collection surveys. Wizards produced a statement saying they'd be taking feedback from the community response to this OGL situation in the form of a survey. I felt this justified as a PSA regarding your comments on the matter, which confirmed by another source on the digital side. Can you confirm that I correctly interpreted your information from your words? I understood that. 1. Absolutely nobody reads the written feedback presented in the surveys. Instead, the results are aggregated into a report by the customer insights team and passed through the design team with the general satisfaction levels. 3. It is from these general satisfaction levels that the material is either kept or changed. Can you please let me know if I failed to understand this full picture here? You have proven thousandfold your honesty and bravery across your talks. I'm just looking to verify I understood you correctly. Ray spoke out today to refute that the information publicly on Twitter. I know that you spoke highly of Ray, as have others. I'm seeking to understand how this has happened. In truth, I hope I have misunderstood. It didn't set well with me to hear that the design team didn't get feedback. Okay. So that was the initial email. That's, you know, professional. It's good. It's good. It's good. What do we got here? I believe I can clarify for you this here. Although I don't think I said all surveys are ignored, I was referring to the surveys from the 1D&D playtest specifically. Okay. However, thousands of people complete those surveys. That is the thing. The design team consists of a small number of individuals. I've seen the reports created from those surveys, and they only contain the scoring data and some of the metrics related to that. The feature is scored an average of 7 out of 10, but the scores were heavily skewed with 1s and 10s. Since they aren't particularly interested in what they said there, Jeremy and others simply don't have the time to read them, and they aren't really interested in the words anyway. Ray and the design team have my respect. I am aware that the surveys have previously been distributed. The responses were read. This was the norm. That simply wasn't possible with 1D in here, however. That was known in advance due to the sheer volume of the playtest feedback. The problem I have is the way that was handled, that Jeremy, Chris, and the others are far too busy to read survey responses. Instead of hiring people to write having people to write detailed information that isn't read, they could simply state in the survey, hey, sorry, you just get one box limited to 200 words at the end of the survey to tell us the most important thing. Regarding Ray's tweet, let me be clear, he's 100% correct. The feedback is impacting the design. Do people like inspiration on a Nat 20? That scored low. What about Nat 1? That scored better. Nice. The text that people write within their thoughts into the void. Oh, okay, hold on. I need to scroll this up for you. Now D&D Beyond started talking on Twitter. We'll get to that. We'll get to that next. Hold on. We'll get to that next. Thank you and good morning. Is that Zaki? Is that how do I say that? We might just do a long stream today, even if everyone wants to come and... Hey, I got it right. There. Hey, welcome to the chat. We're 2 hours into talking about this. Yeah, this D&D React content is hot shit. Forget Geeks React, D&D React. Okay. But, okay, so this is interesting, right? So we got Wizards D&D. Do we have a D&D Beyond account that I can easily look at? There we go. I'm pulling them up in a different image, and I need to scroll this up for you here. Oh, okay, so this stuff here is the end of the email that we were reading. You know, it's you know, column A, column B on this one. It seems that like the reactionary stuff is getting addressed. Okay, Mackenzie. We have discussed Mackenzie. Not gonna lie, Matt keeps writing this way. This is fun. Yeah, fair enough. I'll keep doing it. Well, they said 200 text. Is it 200 character, 200 word? They're saying that they'd rather have a 200... Was it saying? They're saying that it would be better to have a 200-word response at the end instead of people writing, like, words and words and words and words, because it's easier to read a lot of those rather than one. You could also... Is there also a method to, like, compile the... I mean, you could have people help, like, up your design team to maybe have someone who is responsible for responses and things like that, I guess. And their job is to collate this kind of stuff and do kind of like an analytical adjustment on this. Like, that would be a good idea to have in this situation. If you're saying that your staff... right, is not capable of doing that, get someone to do it. You have the capacity to hire someone to go through that stuff. And, like, unfortunately, there will be, like, vitriol and shit in there. But if you have someone that wants to do this as, like, a paid thing and then like, literally help, like, going, this will help the D&D community if we can collate this in an effective manner, then, yeah, the Wizards are, in fact, a multi-million-dollar company. They could try and get someone to do this. Or, like, you know... have someone that oversees that kind of task. Or, you know, it's hard. It's really hard because I personally would not... I don't want to read shit like that all day. But is it valuable to have something like that in the company? And I am sure that someone is a really good logistic person and that can take and collate the core of the information and go, this is what it says. If they already have that. I don't... Did they already have that? Have I simply invented the thing that's already happening? Reports are created from those surveys, but they only contain the scoring data. So it sounds like it's like the percentage kind of thing, right? Is that cable? Don't like that. Okay, so... Oh, you want some tea? D&D Beyond's now responding to stuff. Let's go with that. If they have that, the person isn't being listened to. Let's go with D&D Beyond. Okay, can't respond to D&D Beyond, apparently. There we go. Okay. So, from the horse's mouth, we got some stuff from them, apparently. This is from 10 minutes ago. Pie charts mostly have done surveys. Sorry, it said in the last... Yeah, I know. The text with people write their thoughts into the void. That sounds like... But they were saying that rather than a massive paragraph of text that they throw into the void, they want to say... I know I'm like defending it right now, but like the way I read it was... The way I read that just then was like they'd rather have a 200 word or 200 character whatever text box in the response rather than having people write a formalized letter or something like that. I have no idea. I don't know. Okay. Hey everyone, we've seen misinformation popping up and we want to address it directly so we can dispel concerns. Yeah, I don't know. after the Mackenzie thing, I'm starting to go like, okay, where are we pulling threads from? We are clearly making like, I don't want to rouse a mob, and I don't want to be the cause of like some hate or anything like that. My thing that I'm trying to do with this is go like, okay, let's lay out all this information and talk about it. I know I'm being pessimistic in the start of it, but then we heard some new information, changing my opinion. As you know, a little bit of changing my opinion. Like, I still think that until we see something concrete, we are cautiously waiting. You know I love a little bit of Eat the Rich. I love a bit of Eat the Rich. Don't get me wrong. I love a little bit of Eat the Rich. But right now we're trying to save the game we like. I mean, I say that like I'm fucking making a difference. Four corners rule. State the four corners rule again, Chemmel. What do we got in the four corners rule? Anyone who hasn't seen it yet. Also, anyone who's coming for the first time, lovely to see you. This is normally a painting stream. Remember, this is normally a painting stream. Like I've got some models here. We were supposed to do that today. This is 3 hours of investigative D&D. We've seen misinformation popping up. We can directly dispel your concerns. Okay, so the rumors, apparently, until it's an official document, any statement they make is non-binding. That's kind of where I'm at. I would like to see them put stuff in, like they said. Right now we're in the waiting period. I understand. They literally said this morning, in our morning, that we will see something in 2-ish days. So if we see something in 2-ish days that can be like this, then we can go, yes, good, no, fuck you, try better, or that kind of stuff. So, did you actually fucking release a video already on this? Hold on. All right. Did you release? When did this get released? Oh, this got released a month ago. Pfft. Nah, not good enough. Okay. Rumors of a $30 subscription fee are false. Well, apparently, this was confirmed by other staff members, so let's see what happens with that. This one's a bit of a, you know, oh, where are we at? Yeah, so this one's a bit of a thing that we're like, okay, well, maybe we'll see, maybe we won't. This is, like, this could be a backpedal. This could be something along the lines of, all right, let's see what happens. I would like to see what happens on that one. I personally will not pay $30. That is like $50 Australian. That sucks. I'm not paying that much for an AIDM, for one. Like, that would be a deal breaker in a nutshell, if that was a thing that's going around. No one at Wizards, though, speaking of AIDMs, is working on AIDMs. We love our human DMs too much, and if you're looking for a DM, we suggest heading to our Discord where our DMs are parties looking for players. What I read on this one is not actually what they say. It says, no one is working on AIDMs. That's fine. What it does say, we love our humans too much, and if it says, if you're looking for a DM, the way I read this is actually saying, go to dmforhire.com.au and hire a guy called Matt Brown, and he can sort you out real good for some games if you ever want to hire. So we suggest heading to DM for Hire, dungeonmasterforhire.com.au, where DMs and parties are looking for players. I agree with that completely. Like, if you go to DM for Hire, dungeonmasterforhire.com.au, I fully agree with that statement. If you go to dungeonmasterforhire.com.au, there are DMs who are able to have players. Good stuff. All right. Getting back to this, WotC must publicly acknowledge 1.0A can never be deauthorized or revoked in any way. That is a line in the sand community must draw. That is where we stand. That's kind of where we're at right now, right? That's kind of what we expect. Yeah, no, good. Thank you. Thank you. That's kind of what we expect, right? If we're doing this, I think the line in the sand we need, like you said, it can't be removed because that will fuck third party. Like, Ghostfire Gaming, good mate Ben Burns over there doing amazing work in the content team. Don't fuck with Ghostfire. Like, if it's 5, they will just move to another system, maybe. Like, who knows? They actually renounced announced, not renounced. They announced what they're doing going forward. It could be that they just release settings that are more they're more like world books and they're system agnostic, which is a smart idea. And I think the God's Fall book that Aram did for God's Fall and his shows were system agnostic. It's more like it's all like lore and all of that instead. And so we could see more of that, but like the revoking of the 1.0 will really hurt that, and it needs to be... If it's not... How do I word this? If it's not in the way that it is, like... It needs to exist alongside the new one, and the new one must exist as like a patch note on top of the old one without removing the old one. Realistically, by the way, Chamel is saying, what we're seeing is someone said some dumb shit in a spitball session in a meeting, and it pissed someone off. The leak went out, and now someone has said, see, Steve, I told you it was fucking stupid. That negative reaction has knocked them on the head. Maybe. Who knows? We're speculating again, but, like, maybe. Honestly. We don't know. Let's continue this, though. So, you know... there's a Discord there. I highly advise joining the Discord to join the discussion. There is a Discord. It says join the Split the Party Discord on there as well, in addition to going for dungeonmasterforhire.com.au. And there are DMs and parties looking for players. For example, I just hosted a Pathfinder intro session yesterday in our server, and those players are all in there now looking for more games. If they, you know, if they want to come back to me, that's fine. I didn't host those games with the intention of getting paid afterwards. There's literally a group of 6 people in there that will probably go for a Pathfinder game if you post in the LFG channels now. And you can have 6 new friends. They were good to play with yesterday. They were great. Honestly, it bewilders me why they didn't just have a third-party marketplace inside the new 1D&D and they had a merchant place fee. Who knows? They didn't have a third-party marketplace inside the new 1D&D. Explain further, because I'm not fully understanding that one. Or I might be reading it weirdly. I'm also overloaded with information right now, and I'm fidgeting with a base. Actually, where is my fidget? Ah, yes. Yes. Things to make my brain work. Okay. So, if you can hear a little, like... If you can hear this noise every now and then, that's what it is. It's my little metal fidget spinner. George's wonderful partner gave me this one. It's really nice and smooth. It feels bloody good. Okay, so... Here is the next point. We have designers whose core job... Sorry. We have designers whose core job it is to compile, analyze, and then act upon your feedback. And your feedback has made the game better over the past decade, and your feedback is central to D&D's future. This was backed up by Mackenzie earlier. Like, that's the thread we literally read. Saying that that is the case. Sorry. Okay, so John's saying how they sell the digital core books through D&D Beyond. Just allow third parties to... Oh! That would be interesting. That'd be really interesting, but really hard to implement. Not impossible, but you would definitely... So if you did that, I can definitely see a licensing fee taking a bit more of a cut of the thing. The thing that I can see coming through that is looking at the amount of work that it sometimes takes to put these things in, speaks to why only Critical Role has been able to get these things in there to start with that aren't like like the Gunslinger and the Blood Hunter and those kind of subclasses and classes and things. They are on the coding side. If you've ever tried to make the homebrew, we're doing like a plug and play version. They have to do a version that works with everything that comes before it and how that interacts. And suddenly, if you have... I can imagine that suddenly, if you have a third-party homebrew class that removes something from the main part of, like, you know, Ranger with this subclass, and it removes and replaces stuff I can imagine that causing a coding nightmare. So I don't know if it's that they don't want to do that one. I think the work required to make that one work with putting a D&D third-party group on D&D Beyond would be you would have the highest level... You would have to have the highest level DMs Guild contributors wanting to do it. And then it'd be quid pro quo relationship. It would be offering something and it would take work. I don't think it can't be done. I think it would restrict putting third-party content like that into, like, the cream of the crop, like the top best-selling stuff, because one, Wizards will look at the monetary gain of that and go, like, how much money is it really worth implementing all this stuff? Two, how much money can they make off the licensing partnership that they would have with D&D Beyond on that one? I think I think it would be a great idea to have third-party content on there as like a... It doesn't have to be... You're kidding. What, the New Zealand Prime Minister's getting involved? Oh. I was like, why the fuck would they care? Oh, she's in my what's happening. I think she resigned. Having a little look at this, I think she resigned. No idea. Who cares? Not who cares. Important to geopolitics. We're talking about the other thing, though. This is your first news streamer debating. Ha! I'm hyped up on coffee and energy. You know what, though? I'm glad I put it on my monitor over there. Because there was some pictures that could not be on stream. So, as it stands, D&D Beyond has problems with Unearthed Arcana, so it's already a problem they need to solve. I've actually noticed that when they put Unearthed Arcana in, it takes a while for it to update. This is exactly it. Knowing how long... So, remember the custom race, custom origin stuff? I remember that took like a year and a half for them to implement, even into the Unearthed Arcana sense that they had to put it in. It was like a year and a half before it even popped up, because putting that much... They put a lot of work into it from memory. It was like a big task, which is probably why sorry, that's entirely why I'm basing it to say, like, not impossible, will take almost like another job worth of coding. Like, someone would be on that all the time, and that person or a small team would have to be responsible for implementing a lot of work for a third-party thing. And at that point, D&D is going to be like, well, how much is that job worth versus how much that money is going to make? You know, is that worth it from a business standpoint to then go, okay, we got to hire that person? I would love to see it. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see that one. Anyway. We got one more tweet. We've been on a tangent. Homebrewing is core to D&D. It's not going away, and we're not going to charge you for it. Homebrew is always will be yours. If they charged us for homebrew, just put homebrew somewhere else. We've always been excited to see your both creations off and on Beyond. Yeah, I know, Zaki. It's like, what's really interesting, so for context, what's really interesting from Zaki is that we, community, third-party publishers, artists, creators, have already provided the feedback over the last 14 days to WotC, saying, do not touch OGL 1.0a. That's the thing, like, are they just gonna, are they just ignoring us? Who knows? Are we just, Do we matter to them? Who knows? We gotta see where this all goes and what comes of it overall. But all right, I'm just gonna have a little sleuth around on the tag real quick. But I don't know, what's everyone thinking right now? The whole situation is ebbing and flowing like as we're streaming. In the last 3 hours, we've had a whole thing happen, and then it completely flipped. Not flipped. It changed direction drastically because we got some of the points, I should say, got drastically shifted because we had confirmation from a staff member that the surveys are being utilized, which kind of changed what we were doing a little bit. And then on top of that, we still know... Yeah. We still know, overall, that they still want to make a new one. We don't know the fate of the old one. They're saying it is not changing, but we don't know that for certain. So until we see that for certain, we will keep going. Yeah, we'll... Let's have a little look. I'm just going to go to the open... So right now, if you are joining me... I'm surfing the open D&D tag right now. Kobold Press has got Project Black Flag starting to be sticking to their principles and updating their stuff. I can see a lot of large creators have not come forward with the newer stuff yet, but it also came out like an hour ago, so yeah. Apparently, if you have cancelled your D&D Beyond statement, just go make sure whatever way you're paying for that is actually cancelled, because apparently some people are still getting charged. I can imagine because there's such a volume of it, some of them may have not stuck, but I would advise you, if you need to cancel your D&D Beyond subscription and you were intending to, go maybe remove your payment options, like remove it from PayPal or remove it from whatever, and make sure that you confirm that it's not going to charge your card or whatever. And then during the time it is going to renew, make sure your account can't be charged, or like report that website as one do not charge me. Zoom, for example, tried to charge me yesterday for a subscription that I had already cancelled. And they're like, oh, your subscription's due good until February now. I'm like, I cancelled it about 3 weeks ago because your service is crap and you still have a meeting timer on your thing. So I didn't want it. I paid whatever $20 fucking thing. I was like, I want the unlimited minutes. Didn't give it to me. So, you know, screw Zoom. Fuck Zoom. I'm not, like, I went onto my PayPal, I cancelled the subscription. It's like, oh, we couldn't charge you. We couldn't charge you at all. And I go, well, it's because your bloody account's supposed to be cancelled. But you told me to go on PayPal and cancel it. But apparently my subscription and payment is still active, even though you told me to go and cancel it on PayPal? Nah. So, point being, if D&D Beyond tries to do the same thing to you, just cancel it on PayPal or whatever card you use for it, and it should stick. And even if they try to bill you, it just won't go through. Just mark them. Mark them as do not do it until I say so. So, has D&D Shorts said anything in the time since? It's been 55 minutes since we had this response, so we are plowing forward in any of this. So nothing has updated since then. What do we got here? So... I can't pull up this person's thing because it looks like an 18+ account. I'm just in the tags to open D&D. But it says, you attempted for the second and still missed the mark. Your next attempt will be a -10 to attack rolls. And that is a good Pathfinder joke. Because every successive attack you make in Pathfinder considers a -5 multiple attack penalty on your thing. So if they're trying to do a third attack, it'll be at a -10. That's quite funny. Little Pathfinder fact for you there. Oh. Can I ask anyone who is able and willing, by the way, if there are any moments during the stream that you think were good to like clip and or make into like TikToks and things, could you clip those and tag us in like the Discord or like on Twitch or something, or like just make clips and I'll go through them? Because I'm sitting here going like, well, this stream is going to go up as a big 3-hour chunk, but is there anything in here that we've talked about that you would like to see in short form? Because this one is fairly like hot button, and I can put those up very quickly on like YouTube Shorts, and I can put them up on TikTok. So any help regarding that, so I don't have to sift through 3 hours of this stuff, would be greatly, monumentally even appreciated. That would be amazing. If I could get some help with that. If you want to see that. You don't have to. But this stuff is evolving so quickly. And we're trying to be level-headed in it. I would imagine we're trying to be level-headed in all of this and making sure that we're taking it as it comes, but we're also trying to like make sure everything is verified and all this. Like, we're only looking at the sources that have been verified from others, then we found out it wasn't verified, and we've gone back to read the next update, which was verified with cross-information from a staff member. So, okay. Everyone's just kind of reacting generally to what's going on. A5E, what is that? Give us a little description. Or is that like advanced 5E? Is that the joke? Sometimes it's hard to understand text. I have no idea if you've been hearing the music I've been hearing at this time. Level up 5e. Okay, let's have a look at this while we're waiting for some stuff. Advanced 5th edition. I have not. I've not seen this. Oh, Necromancer Wizard? That's pretty... Oh, those look nice. I love good art. Interesting. I have not seen this. Give us a little explanation of what this is. Are you ready to level up your 5e game? RPG. Check out the character sheet. So it's based off 5e by the look of it, like looking at that sheet. These tools are invaluable to me. The monster book is by none the best thing I've gotten in the last 10 years. Diversity. Ah, cool. So is this a separate system? Or is this just like... Oh, it's their version of 5.5. Oh, with an extra layer of crunch and depth. Okay. Okay. Oh, Ian World. I respect them. Yeah, they're good. Alright, so... Oh my gosh, my timeline just exploded with new tweets. Oh, I can see James Hayek from Ghostfire. I'm going to read his thing next. Okay. Sorry, just having a bit of a read here. Someone made a fun homebrew monster called a Watsy. Alright, let's pop over to this one. So James Hake from Ghostfire is saying this one. Browser window. I'm just going to keep that unlocked so we can just do that. For your friends at Ghostfire Gaming, never take a raw file deal. I think this is... let's go to a Ghostfire because we didn't mention them earlier. Oh, good. There's a full statement. All right. And I can see... Oh, I can see Linda and Friday doing stuff. Okay, because of the chaos... This is from Ghostfire Gaming, if we're seeing this. Because of the chaos surrounding the new terms of an OGL, we have no choice to make alternate plans for our future products. We'd love to continue making 5e compatible products, but within the chaos, born new opportunities and innovations. We'll be taking those in Ghostfire family and other third-party friends to find the best way forward with our remarkable community and the hobby we love. Whether that is finding a different path or sailing under a new flag is still being discussed, but it will likely involve the Open RPG Creative License. Hey, Cookie Monster Carl, it is just after the morning, so good afternoon to you. Hope Fortnite was good. We're talking and have been talking for about 3 hours about the new OGL stuff. Seems like Project Black Flag. Okay, so under a new flag, yeah. This new system agnostic license is a work in progress. However, the direction is clear and a strategy is in place with a huge network of talented individuals participating. Hey, I respect this. Go give Hake and Ghostfire some love. Oh, actually, I'm keen to see what they have to say here, so I am going to play this. How can I... Okay, give me a sec. I'm going to just put some audio in for them. Okay, audio output capture. Let's do some desktop audio. Okay, so the device default is the system through there. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, sweet. Okay. So we're going to watch this little... We're just going to watch this real quick. From Ghostfire. This is what they were saying on their Eldritch Lorecast. Okay. So we got James. So we got Ben, we got James, we got Dale. I don't remember the last person's name, but they're all good folks. They do good stuff over there. Have a little watch of this. I haven't heard this either, but this is their statement towards everything.
This week on the Eldritch Lorecast. Can you imagine how exciting this would be if it wasn't other stuff happening?
Season 1 of 2023, just top notch.
You cannot copyright game mechanics, only their expression.
Open RPG creative license.
So there is no company that is as big as Wizards of the Coast in this space. But once you combine Paizo and Green Ronin and Chaosium and any number of these huge names, you do start to get a pretty huge presence.
Welcome to my world. Let me share my stress with you.
Have we gone live yet? Are people listening to
we've
this?
been live for like the last half hour.
All that and more right now.
Fair enough. Look, that was just an ad for their thing. But shout out to Ghostfire. I don't know if they'll get much more succinct than some of their stuff, but they're pretty much going through all of their... They'll be going through all of their backlog to then just do this. So... I don't know. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? I'm starting to run out of the stuff because the hot tea, as it were, is starting to become a bit colder. "40 minutes ago." I mean, we've got 40 minutes ago worth of this. Everything's kind of cooling down. It's probably because it's later in America in the evening at this point. But is there anything else you want to talk about? Because we are nearly at the end of stream, so we could just call it there with some of this stuff. But I do want to bring this one up. The WotC. Not really. It's one of those like any opportunity to paint there is, but we've already been going for 3 hours and I haven't had lunch or anything. So as much as I would love to, that could be it for this one. Or you know. If you want to stick around, if you want me to stick around, you know, what do you want to do? What would you like to see? Do we want to try and have a little look around this? Because I don't want to just like search around for tea. That just kind of seems a bit weird. We had a wealth of 3 hours to talk about all of this stuff. But yeah, whole freaking thing to go for. I'm gonna link this video in the chat. This is I don't know how up to date this one is anymore. Take this one with a grain of salt. This is the one that's the this is the one that D&D Shorts did as a thing for. Oh yeah, Elinda Cordhager. Let's see what she's doing. Cordhager. No, they're pretty much from the same time frame. Keep in mind that this video from D&D Shorts is also before the verifications came out that we were talking about. The stuff with the updates regarding, oh my god, I'm forgetting. The updates regarding the surveys. The surveys is what I was trying to say. Thing that you write on and they listen to or not. So this video has been made in mind with that. So keep that with a grain of salt. We know where we're kind of at with this. If it comes out and we want to do... I don't want to add fuel to the fire on the negativity side. Like we already were doing... I don't want to add further fuel, I should say. We are upset and hurting. Like this affects my livelihood very clearly. This affects a lot of people that want to sell things. It affects little creators, affects big creators, affects the massive, biggest creators. If anyone was looking at releasing something, now they have to do it possibly under a new system, or they have to put it under like a agreement that could end up making Wizards money or something like that, or you just can't use it at all. Who knows? We need answers overall. We need answers overall. We need people to know what they're doing. I think right now, if you need to take a break and de-stress, you are welcome to do that. I'm running different games. Actually, I'm going to link my start playing. I'm running Kids on Bikes tomorrow. These are free starter sessions. If you want to play something that is not D&D. Want to play something that is... Okay, I've got... Where's me Kids on Bikes one? If you want to play something that is not D&D, you want to try it out, have a go. I'm running it at 1 p.m. It's a free game. You don't have to pay anything. I'm doing it to support all this stuff. I, unfortunately, as a pro DM, admittedly cannot cancel my D&D Beyond subscription. I as much as I would like to, I would literally lose my games if I did this. A lot of these people don't have the ability to access these materials, so it is unfortunately my point of this is I can't cancel my subscription. I implore you to. And my other thing that I'm doing with this is because I can't do that, I am running these start playing games. I'm running a few over the course of January. Let's see how it goes. I'll run them this week. I'll run them next week. I'll run them the week after. But until we see some more concrete stuff, I'm just going to keep running free games every now and then, once or twice a week in other systems. I'm running Kids on Bikes tomorrow. I'm going to run Cyberpunk next week. I'm going to run Avatar next week. I think I'm running a second Pathfinder because I had so much interest in it. I had like 11 people overnight just go like, I want to play Pathfinder. And I went, oh shit, oh fuck. So we had enough for a whole new session. I just did another one. Thank you so much for following, Zaki. I hope you can stick around. You've been great. And if you want to lurk, that is also mo fine. Yo, yeah, I'm playing Avatar next week. Gotta get those books that are on my floor some use. Yeah, I mean, look, come play games with me. I'll DM for you for free if you want a. Oh, nice. Got a pile of Avatar books sitting on the stock table. Aussie PM. I've got to talk with Jess because Jess might also want to do. I think Jess wants to do Cyberpunk. So if we're going an evening game, it might be Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk Red. I've got the starter set for that, and I think the Avatar one's going to be a daytime, but that's not listed yet. So keep an eye out. Like over the weekend and early next week, I'll be offering the Cyberpunk ones. I'm just going to check my calendar real quick. I'm definitely running Pathfinder next Tuesday, American Evening Monday, Australian Daytime Tuesday, and then the Red Fun. Hello. Hello, Rock Protector. We're talking about the OGL stuff, and we're talking about hosting some free games on... I'm normally a DM for hire, but in support of Open D&D, I'll be hosting some free games and other systems. Tomorrow is Kids on Bikes. We're looking at... Yeah, it'll either be... I think it'll be Friday if I run a Cyberpunk evening game, and then I'll run Avatar maybe that daytime. See how we go, because there's a public holiday on that Thursday for a day that shouldn't have a public holiday. But yeah. I don't know. The, if you guys like all this stuff, please check out Split the Party. This is like literally the first like reaction kind of news thing I've done. I figured that, you know, I don't want to stay silent on this stuff. I want to like figure it out. I want to work it out with all of you. Let's keep doing this. This is fun. I don't mind doing this, but I'm not going to go down just chasing it for outrage. I don't like that. I don't like seeing people just being like, nah, fuck him, yeah. I don't, I'm not about that. So if we're going to do this, we need concrete stuff. We had enough concrete stuff for about 3 hours of it today. We don't have to do 3 hours every time though, but rage is unconstructive. We need to be professional. We don't want to just be like throwing shit at the wall until it sticks. We want to analyze. We want to be like TTRPG players. We want to rules lawyer them into a situation that will force their hand. You know, like players do to me. I get to be a player for once. We're playing against the DM or playing yeah. Like it's just the rage. Look, the rage is loud, but you don't want to like keep doing it so much that they stop listening. Exactly. Today was an exception because everything broke live and we had like content upon content upon content of like of all of these articles. Like we had D&D Shorts an hour into our stream go like boop, boop, and then we had like D&D Beyond another hour in going boop, boop, and like with all of these updates. And then Mackenzie it was also releasing some stuff. Like that's not going to happen every time. We're probably going to get like an hour of talking each time. Like I said, if you see any clips that you want to have like put into a bit of short form content that can help explain this in a concise format, please help me out. Give me some clips and things. Yeah. Hasbro's trying to create a min-max character called OGL 2.0, and we're the collective GMs just going like, you can't do that. This is the rule set, and they go like, but I rolled a nat 20, and then you're like, well, clearly that is a 1. It all does stuff. Anyway, give Split the Party a follow on all the socials. I'm No Fun Brown on mine. You can find me over there. Oh god, my fingers are silly. Instagram, Twitter, Dungeon Master for Hire. I'm all over there. If you want to get in touch with me for a game directly, you can also do that. My DMs on Twitter and Discord are open. But speaking of the Discord, we have a bit of discussion going on with the OGL stuff in there periodically. Like, pretty much I look up the stuff every morning. So, you know, 4-ish hours ago, you'll probably see me going like, boop, boop. Either that'll be like reading lunch or like putting stuff in the Discord, talking specifically about this OGL stuff. Keep up to date with it. My brain is working, but it is not speaking. Keep up to date with everything. Like an informed party, an informed group is going to be good. We don't want to like too much speculation has been happening, and we even were a culprit of it today. So, you know, keep looking out for the stuff coming out. We could talk about it and the new stuff comes out, and much like scientists, we need to adjust to the thing that is correct. The new findings, as it were, because that is how it will become the healthiest version of itself. Okay, completely unrelated. Apparently, Jacinta Ardern has said she will not seek re-election. That's what you were talking about earlier? Alright. Fair enough. Good to see anyone just joining the Discord. I can see a couple of you popping in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The chats that we're having will be in Oh, see, Louis even starting bloody conversation on it too. All right, well, you can see Gramps in there. He's also talking about it. He'll probably have some pretty interesting opinions because he's got like a lot of business side knowledge. So he works in the health sector and deals with a lot of things like that. So he's probably going to have some insight to be like, okay, this is what the business is thinking. To be really like, I mean, we might not like what some of the things he might say is like, because it could be like, this is going to be what Wizards does, and we might be like, fuck that, and he might be like, yeah, well, that's what they're gonna do, and then we can be like, no, and then we'll rally against it and do Open D&D stuff a bit more. Yeah, please come and join the conversation. We stream at least once or twice a week. The D&D TTRPG stuff is usually by myself or Leia. You'll see us around on Thursdays. This time is usually when we finish up. It's a 3-hour stream, so we start 3 hours ago around, I think it's like 7 p.m. 8 p.m. in DC time, whatever it is. But come join. We normally paint. And Leia, unfortunately, Leia couldn't be here today. But, you know, we still got some good stuff out of this one. We're normally going to be painting. Sometimes we're a bit more lighthearted. We want to just, like, chill out. This is normally supposed to be a chill stream. But this is like this was an investigative kind of thing. So if we want to do more of this, I'll kind of just keep my ear to the ground on all of this stuff. Oh, June has a free download? Heck yeah, I immediately opened that link. Alas, these are unchill times. Yeah, fair. But if it is so unchill that you need to disconnect and take a break for your mental health, do it. I don't like thinking that I can't pay rent if this all screws me over. So I will disconnect from it. I'll go play some video games. I'll paint some models. I'll do something else. Or we'll like host some streams. We'll just keep going. The best we can do. That's all we got. I don't know if I've missed any links, but we got Split the Party. We got me. We got the Discord. All right, let's go raids. Oh my gosh, there's lots of raid people today. Oh, I think, is Dale talking about this as well? Let's go raid Dale. Dale was on that video we watched in the Ghostfire Gaming thing. Okay, let's go raid Dale. They are awesome. They are posting videos and doing the amazing TTRPG content. Good stuff on their part. But yeah, let's take it over to them. They might not. So keep in mind, they might not want to talk about the Open D&D stuff. They said surprise stream, chatting, and crosswords. So this could be just like a break for them. So if they aren't wanting to talk about the OGL, respect their wishes and chill. But Dale is... I met them at PAX. They are fantastic. They are immediately a favorite of the community. They're great people. So let's go give them a raid. And I will see you... Oh, when will I see you? If any of you are joining the Kids on Bikes game, I'll see you there. If any of you are joining the Pathfinder game, I'll see you there. Look at my Start Playing Games profile. It's just under Briefcase Brown or Briefcase. And have a good time. Other than that, let's initiate this raid. Did that go through? Daily Dale's raid settings do not... Oh, okay, maybe we can't raid. Okay. Oh, maybe we can't raid them. Okay, let's go for... Oh, okay. Punkelnix is doing crafting, so if you missed out on my crafting... let's go see Punkelnix. He's doing a chat and doing a bit of a craft. Let's go. Alright. See you later, everyone. It's been good. Big love. Big love. And make sure you are safe. Have a good one. Bye. Thank you all for the subs. Thank you all for the new follows. I'll catch you around. Bye.